This episode of an Unexpected Podcast is brought to you by listeners we never knew we had. Thank you. Hello, friends, and welcome to an Unexpected Podcast. I'm Ez.
And I'm Lane.
And we're talking Tolkien.
We're coming to you from the Shire of America in the beautiful state of Ohio, from the North Farthing Studios of Mount Vernon, and the back end of a little village called Amanda.
Yeah. This episode, we're walking through the purple rain as we cruise along in our little red Corvette and kiss the hands of some of the princes of Eldar. It's a Michael Jackson reference, guys, okay? In Chapter 5 of The Eldamar and the Princes of Eldalië.
Dude, that was the cleanest you've ever read one. Did you read that before?
No, I did not at all. I'm in the fields. I'm literally in the fields right now. I feel so good.
That was electric, dude. That was electric. And a special shout out to Steve, our buddy Steve Schroeder,
right.
House of the Golden Flower patron, a man who I hope everyone gets to meet. I hope
Me too.
He's able to come to LEP4, and that as many people are able to come as possible. Let's just say if you've ever wanted to come to an LEP, you might want to make LEP4 the one you come to, because you just never know, guys. You just never know. But anyway, we open up the dock. We share the dock with our top tier patrons, the House of the Golden Flower, and we just say, hey, you guys can be commenters if you want to put comments anywhere. And Steve was like very adamant about. He was like, you guys messed up this reference. This is not Michael Jackson. This is Prince. And I was like, yeah, because Steve's from Minnesota. You know, that's where Prince is from. You know, I'm pretty sure Minneapolis, right? Like he was, it was like that's where he's from. And anyway, so a huge shout out to Steve for trying to set us straight, even though it was literally because,
but Lane,
yeah,
I just got it. So
okay, that's good.
So if that helps Steve
Very
at all,
good.
Steve,
Very good.
Thank you for pointing it out because I just got that's not Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Oh, that's so deep. That has so many layers now.
It's so crazy. It took me a second. I'm like, I don't think Purple Rain's Michael Jackson. But like,
Steve's comment is Michael Jackson ! As a resident of a mini Snowda, as well as the Southwest Metro, I feel compelled to point out that this is a Prince reference, not MJ. His studio in Chanhassen is north of me, about 10 minutes away. I've done a tour. Yes, it's on my bucket list. Or I've not done a tour. Yes, it's on my bucket list. I was also just thinking, as I wrote this, I'm like, was Prince called Prince because Mike was already the king? Michael Jackson was the king of pop. Is that where Prince came from? I don't know.
Maybe.
We're talking royalty this chapter, so it makes sense,
True.
you know.
It makes sense. I didn't know he was called the king. I didn't know he was called the king. So Lane brings up stuff like Lane's like he was called the king. Sure he was, buddy. I mean, I know King James. I know a King James, but
and he was innocent. He was innocent too. King Mike was innocent, man. We're finding out all kinds of things. Oh my
innocent.
Gosh.
Hey,
it's crazy.
What was Purple Rain about, dude? Like, is it so? By the way, Minnesota Vikings are purple. The Minnesota Vikings are purple.
Yes, they are.
Is that why? Are they?
Dude, and the Timberwolves actually have a Purple Rain colorway. They've got this new city. They've got these city editions for the NBA, and theirs is like a Purple Rain tribute. So the Timberwolves wear purple and blue. It's really, really cool.
So here's the thing.
I don't know. Yeah, tell me.
It says, according to Prince, the title track represents a cleansing storm of spirituality and love.
He's so cool. He is so
amidst
cool, bro.
the end of the world. Holy!
Oh my gosh!
It's a mix of red blood and blue sky. It's about finding peace in the midst of chaos and letting go. Okay, I've always been emotional like that when I've heard that song. Because wasn't it in Stranger Things, the finale?
And that's maybe I understand why now.
I understand.
I mean, that has total reference for what was going on in that scene.
Crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh
my gosh! Even if you think about the red lightning and like the blue of the upside down, all the hues and everything. Wow, I never even thought about that.
Crazy.
Gosh, that's wild. Okay, cool.
All right,
that's awesome.
So
What's up, dude? Give me some quick counsel. How are you? What's life? Purple rain, purple lane. Whatever. What's going on, baby?
Earlier, I was in Discord. Shout out to all of our patrons there. We had Susie in there. We had Steve. We had Aaron. I'm not sure if anybody else popped in that I didn't see who was in there, but they were chatting with me. And at one point, Steve's so funny. We were talking about keeping a secret from Lane about something, and he literally just goes, "Who's Lane?" And it's just so simple. His humor is so simple that but it's so profound. I was like, God, Steve, like, Jesus Christ, the man just doesn't miss a beat. He's hilarious.
He is amazing.
He's
Again, I think he and we're from the same gene pool. Oh, he's like he's definitely of the better, the cleaner water. But there's something about him that just makes me feel so, I don't know, like we're distantly related or something.
We're
like
related. He's like from our cousin branch that went a little further west.
Yeah, dude,
that went a little further west. More adventurous than we were. He went a little
the long
west.
Branches. He's from the long branch.
Yeah,
the
long branch. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, man.
But
how? Yeah, but you had a good chat in Discord. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join. I had the D&D on, the Do Not Disturb, the Dungeons and Dragons. I was trying to get some things together, and Sarah was like, "Well, Ez is on Discord." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Shoot!" Then I missed calls and text messages. I felt like an idiot.
That's okay. Things I'm learning more and more. Like things work out for a reason because we schemed some stuff that's coming up. That is so good. Aaron's probably like, as she's listening, like, Ez, are you seriously about to look the secret out? No, not yet. Ez is terrible about keeping secrets. Had Gandalf told me to keep a secret.
I don't think that's true.
Well, yeah, no,
I think you're of the two of us, you'd want to keep a secret with Ez versus me. I have a hard time keeping a secret, dude.
Oh, bro, me too. I just spilled all my secrets earlier to you, which is like, people are like, wait, please do tell what secrets is. All the dark ones, obviously. No, I'm kidding.
Let's bleep this out because I'm about to tell them. Just kidding.
Right.
But honestly, though, you've been working on that for a long time. So to be fair, you have kept it secret from me for a long time.
And I normally can't. I told Lottie, I was like, I can't keep stuff from Lane. I just can't. I'm like,
I know.
I was like, do you know, bro? I sent you a voice memo. I had a voice memo recorded on my phone. I had it ready. It was like I lifted my thumb off and I had finished recording it.
I gotta teach you how to do this. Can I?
I know. I don't know how. It's a
keep telling the story. Keep telling the story. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna show you right now how to do it.
It's why I'm sorry, bro. So, anyways, I lift my finger off and it's ready to hit set to you can press send because like, hey, you want to delete it or not? And I sat there and I thought, I think I'm gonna delete it. And I deleted me already telling you this.
Dude.
So I already
kind of told me.
I already told you, and I was like, well, at least I got it out. I mean, I got it out of my system. I told Lane about it.
That does kind of help sometimes. Have you ever gone to post something and you're waiting? Like I've done it with Concerning Hobbits, where I'm like that especially that painting of Dan's of the archers, and I'm like, God, I want to share this, but I need to just kind of wait until episode 1 is done, chapter 1 is finished, and sometimes I would go in and put it up and even write the blurb, and I'm like, okay, just get rid of it. Don't even save it as a draft. Just get rid of it, and it literally would help me to do it. So I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, here's what you do, man. Listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You go to your
voice memos. Okay.
Yep. You go to your. Hold on a minute. No, I can't. Oh gosh.
Hold on. Let me show you how it's done. Let me show you what happens.
No. Come on now. Listen.
Okay.
Here's my messages. There's Ez right there. Right. This is great This is great podcasting. I go to the plus.
Okay.
And then I go to the audio, and it starts recording, and I don't have to touch my thumb with anything.
Snapperooski, bro.
And then when I'm done, I hit the stop, and then I hit send, and it sends.
Never call me the tech wizard again.
Never
call me the tech wizard again, because I have been. And the kids, I think, were trying to explain the same thing, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can do a light press. Like, watch.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you can do a light press. Let's see if we can see this here. And there's a massive hair on my phone. I don't know what that's doing there.
You've got okay.
Nope, didn't do it. Wait.
No.
There it goes. Now it's going. So I light press.
And then you take it off.
So sometimes that works, but sometimes I'll do it, start to record, and then it doesn't record. And so it's like, what the heck?
I think, wow, that is easier. Okay. I'm doing it right now.
But you're doing it right now. So it's all about the touch, though. And
it is.
This is It's crazy. So I'm actually still recording this right now, and I'll probably send this to
but
you,
it
and then
just-
I'll
look,
forward this to our
It just
chat.
did what you said. It started to go. I lifted my finger off and it stopped
Yeah.
right away.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's not
mine's
reliable.
mine's still going,
Right.
but yeah, sometimes it's just not reliable. So I'm gonna send this. By the way, I'm gonna stop this and send it
Yeah.
to the
I sent.
to the House of the Flower. To
Yeah,
the House
please
of Flower.
do. Please
and
do.
so shout out to the House of Flower. Okay, there we go. We're gonna stop there. But anyways, there's a live little nugget for them on the show.
Oh, it's awesome.
We love you guys. First of all, we are having too much
Yeah.
fun, and it's
Yeah, we are.
it's so crazy. I have a couple stories I want to tell, just real quick,
Please,
and then I'm going to
please
ask
do,
Lane
yes.
how he's doing and what's been going on.
Yeah.
I told Discord tonight that like one of my favorite segments is just, and again, it's selfishly quick counsel. I freaking love it, dude. Sorry, I love this. I love the Tolkien stories. I love all of it. I actually really like all of our segments, but like it's just fun telling these stories. So this episode was, how do I put this? I guess here's the connection. So I found out today that this podcast is being listened to people. I had no idea. I had no idea who's listening to this podcast, and I really can't say much more. As you guys know, Lane and I are teachers, and so there's definitely we're always protective of our students and things like that. But like, I'm out here. If we're one of the top 3 Lord of the Rings podcasts. We were number 1 for years. I mean, I think we're number 1. Personally, guys, sorry, but that's just toot our own horn here. I think we're number 1.
We're number 1.
But we were talking about this. I'm like, I can't imagine us ever not being in the top 5 because like there's not that many. So it's like we're sorry. I know it sounds like braggadocious. Oh,
No, we're the
really? You guys think you're the best, huh? Well, Michael Jordan thought he was the best, and he actually was. All right,
That's true. He still does, actually, too.
Yeah.
And he still might be. I don't know.
I think
Like,
he still is.
Still might be, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so the podcast is out there getting hit by people. We don't always realize, like how many people are listening. And so it's a lot more than I think. Because I'm coming across people who like just started randomly reading The Hobbit and their kids. And then they're like, they're wanting a companion piece. They're wanting a little explainer. It's a little dense. Well, guess who does a reread of that? It's good old Mr. Kirk. It's good old Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
And so here we are doing it. It just kind of cracked me up, and I'm like, it was a really touching moment. It was a good reminder for me to be like, dude, wow, what we have built over the last 9 years has been phenomenal. It started in a time in my life where it was crazy. It was chaotic, as was single. Lane, it started and Winnie wasn't born. And then Winnie was born and then we record. Like, it started before. Like, the coming of the name, the lore of the podcast was like, before all that. So it was just so fun, so fantastic. It's sorry we labor on it sometimes, but it's just, I don't know. We've built like a family, a community in this fun aspect that I just can't get over. And I don't ever want to get over. And I don't know if we're going to mention some of our new format stuff or whatever. If I'm on the fly,
No, we could do that. We could just kind of say like
vaguely. I don't want to,
Yeah, no, we can be as vague as can be. Capital V. You know what I'm saying? We're
A V G.
Oh, hey, whoa!
Go.
Watch out there. We have.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my dyslexic mind, but you already said the V, and I was just.
Myron Bentley would have loved that. I hope he's still listening. Oh gosh.
Oh, how do I walk into these? How do I?
I eat tacos too, my friend.
I don't.
No,
eat
that
these
was
things.
you. Literally just said capital V A G.
I'm not editing this stuff out. I can't. It's too late.
Pig.
You ignorant pig.
God.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, we kind of have a resolve to try and to just really kind of crank out this Silmarillion.
Yeah.
These Silmarillion. Oh, wow, I'm so thrown off from what just happened. These Silmarillion episodes in a rate that we haven't done for a long time. To do that, we're going to kind of do some unprecedented things. We're always going to record together, obviously.
Yeah.
But you may hear regularly a chapter, and the way that we kind of structured it is they're always the big chapters we're always together for. We're not going to do like Children of Hurin. The fall of Gondolin as just Lane or whatever. But some of these smaller chapters in between to try and get more Silmarillion out, to try and maintain momentum, and to try to move towards a finishing point. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's crazy. There's just life is nuts. And invariably what happens is whenever Ez and I get together to do a quick recording, even when it's remote, it's never quick. Like we have to get off at least by 2, in the morning. Right. And hopefully, and we started, I'm thinking like there's no way we'll even get close. We might get close. All that to say, there's going to be some standalone chapters where it's just an Ez chapter. Right, just as is covering this chapter. The next chapter is going to be just Lane. So it's going to be this kind of unique thing where, we've done that before, but only like for segments or very short episodes where it's like, hey, Lane's held up. I'm Ez. I wanted to record something. Here's a little something. Hey, this is Lane. Here's a little pitch for casting for Concerning Hobby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always very small stuff.
It will be fun. It will be the first time I probably
I think it will be, dude,
to what you have to say.
I thought the same exact thing. I was like, this is actually going to turn us into listeners in a sense, because I will have no knowledge of what Ez talked about in said chapter. And then what's really cool is like, because we're going to be doing them like back to back, is we'll be able to listen to each other's episodes and reference those. That'll be really, really cool to do it that way. In some cases we will probably record at the same time, just in different places, and schedule them. But there might be the odd week where it's like, shoot, I got to record tomorrow. I'm going to listen to Ez's recording from last week, so I know what I'm getting into. But and then we'll come together. We're also going to have guests on in the spring and into the summer even. But we have a goal to kind of be wrapped up with Silmarillion. I don't even know if I should speak this out loud, but by the time LEP4 rolls around. So and we've got
it's exciting, dude. It
is exciting. It is. Yeah. Yeah, because it is.
Sometimes the marker is so far away because we're like, our lives are so busy. We both have kids now. Life is just, it just can get carried away. We have other things that we're planning on. We're still like wanting to do Concerning Hobbits. Plenty of stuff. The problem is we have too many things we want to do. It's not that we don't want to do anything. We want to get through this because we love it and we don't want to lose the momentum. I don't want to lose the momentum of tackling this story. And I think
we've kind of been both sort of felt that a little bit. Yeah. And also, like, I think sometimes that feeling can drive you to just be like, okay, let's just take a break. Like, we'll live in the present and we'll kind of push this off until later. Or it can make you say, let's just forge on. Let's do something that we always thought was impossible, and all these like invisible haters that we have on our shoulders always said we couldn't do. We would never cover the Silmarillion, right? All these,
they're saying it right now.
The little Baker Mayfield chips on our shoulders, and so that's kind of the what we both have sort of felt. I was like, we were talking to each other, and I was like, let's just do one final push for the Silmarillion, because we've had lots of pushes with the Silmarillion. Let's get it done. Let's find a way to do it so that it works for your schedule, for my schedule. And for our guests and for you guys to listen, like it's we are cognizant of that when it's like, okay, shoot, man, it's just the last month and a half's been crazy. The last 2 months, the last summer was crazy, and something though very comforting that Jake, huge shout out to our brother Jake, who I've told him that before. I'm like, man, sometimes I feel bad if we can't get an episode out or whatever, and it just doesn't work for our schedules, and it's been, whatever, weeks or months or whatever. Right. He's like, Laney, I said, I don't think anyone's thinking that. He said, we see it as, at least people who've been here for a long time and like enjoy listening to the podcast, we always see it as whatever we can get, when we get it, we appreciate. But there is something. Yeah, I do too. I
appreciate him saying that.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. And it's genuine, and I do feel that. At the same time, I think this is like almost personal for you and I. I think that we want to get this son of a gun done, because it does sort of feel a little impossible, and because it's not my favorite thing. Right, I've enjoyed this way more than I thought I was going to, but like, there ain't no hobbits, there ain't no Shire,
I know. It's about to get much better, thankfully. It's about to get like into some of the best bits. So,
and I will say, ironically, from like Concerning Hobbit stuff and trying to look at some of these bigger tales and incorporating like the larger world into the Shire, it has driven me to be more interested in this stuff. Okay, little aside here. I've been writing in season 2. I'm on chapter 4. I just got to Master of Buckland, marry Brandybuck, and the Thane of the Shire, Pippin Took, coming to the surprise party, and one of them references the gardens of Vana.
Yeah.
So there you go, right there. And it's like, well, I can't remember. I think it's Pippin who says, "Be careful now. They're going to think that you're not a hobbit. You know too much or something." So like these little things are finding their way into like my interest. But all that being said, it is something that we don't want to let slip through our fingers again. And there's lots of things on the horizon. Right. So it just feels right. So anyway, we're going to take a kind of a different approach than we've had in the past. You're still going to get episodes with Ez and I that go 4 hours long, where we're talking about, the color of our armpit stains or whatever by the end, and yellow usually. What are you? You ever gotten the odd black one where your armpit mine's pitted out black?
Mine's clear.
Oh, of course, straight as an arrow.
I hate to say it.
How could I forget?
I hate to be like this.
How could I forget? Straight as an arrow. My bad. And
I'm like, Lottie, get out of there. Get out of there.
Jeez, dude. That's not a pillowcase.
She's going to be like, you are disgusting.
That's my underarm.
Oh, God.
So anyway, you'll still get that, but you're also going to get kind of a different take on things. And hopefully people find it enjoyable. Hopefully it's not just us, but I think it'll be cool. Yeah. So
yeah. I think
that's that.
No, I'm really excited because, again, it's fun and creative. It's different things. It actually made us think about something and kind of hold us to this. There's something, even after that I just came out of us talking before the show. I want to go back and live download portions of our episode, like the Council of Elrond. And I want Lane and I to listen to ourselves 9 years ago, having not done that, and do some live commentary over that.
Yeah.
It's made us think of more creative ways to bring funnier, fun content to you guys and just be with you as a part of that. It's a legend. We've built like a legendary podcast.
I'm gonna cringe at myself so much, dude.
I'm gonna cringe too.
Oh, God, what was I?
It's yeah.
It's really crazy.
It's great.
We sounded so much younger. Like we sounded different.
I know we did. Yep.
It's just crazy. But anyway, yes.
Love it.
So that's what we got kind of roughly planned for the next, what is it, like 6 months or so?
We're gonna be tearing it up, friends.
Tearing it up,
because like after this recording tonight, I'm working. I mean, as I go into the weekend, I'll be working on the next episode.
On the next one, and same.
And I like the next step. I really like the next chapter. Yeah. So it actually worked out well.
Well, and I've read all of the Silmarillion, so this is just going to be kind of a refresher for me. But
just
no problem. I'll be able to.
I'll probably
be able to.
I'm waiting to turn on Lane's episode, and he's like, "Hello, friends, welcome to an Unexpected Podcast. I'm Lane." And then someone chimes in and they said, "And I'm Corey Olson." And I'm gonna be like, "That's it. I'm out."
What if I did a full? What if you were like, "Man, okay, here we go, Lane's first episode." I come out, I do it completely in Elvish. Just completely in Elvish, and people
that
are like,
would be impressive.
What? He's fluent in Quendi?
Oh my god! It would blow up, man. It would blow up if you did a full episode in Elvish. I'm not gonna lie, we would never not be the #1 podcast in Lord of the Rings.
Could ChatGPT translate my script into Elvish phonetically? I'm gonna ask it.
Oh my! You just gave me a crazy idea.
I'm gonna ask it.
Oh my god!
Ask it.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna ask it.
This is insane. On the fly, coming up with ideas. Okay, I just did it in the chat. But
okay.
No, yeah. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with this, and I'm just so excited. So excited for like the things we have going on with our families, the things we have going on, in our personal life. Yeah, you saw that.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be great. Anyway, but dude, what else? Hey, what else has been going on with you though? What have you been up to?
Dude. Yeah, good, crazy. I mean, since we talked last or recorded last, we had can you believe this is about a month ago now? Middle of January, we had a week off, man. We had this giant snowstorm. Ohio is one of those places in the wintertime. Snow's always a possibility, but you almost never get payoff for those big storms. You know what I'm saying? It's always like, well, there's a winter storm coming in, and we might get 2.5 inches, we might get 3 feet, and it's always like not what you hope for, or it's like bad. It's like, oh shoot, like we lost power kind of deal. So we had one of those when all those, I think a lot of the country had big winter storms, and so we. I think you had 4 days off that week, right? We had 5. We had the full week off, man. It was insane. So that was great. I loved having that time off to be at home, to be with the kids. The kids are growing up so fast, dude. It's so frustrating because like so many things happen that I want to remember to almost like chronicle here in Quick Counsel, and then it's like you get to the moment and you can't even remember. Like there's so many things going on, that I just can't even remember specifics. But like the girls are amazing. They're obsessed with One Direction. They're always Charlotte's birthday wish, dude. Which, by the way, how crazy that Lucas is going to be 1.
I know.
She's going to be 7. Like, oh my god,
same
I love
day.
that they have the same birthday. Yeah, that's so. We joked around about that. Remember us recording may have put Lottie into labor.
Absolutely right. That's right.
Nervous about, is this going to go like forever? Didn't you say we were going to record until she went into labor? It was like it's a marathon, guys.
And actually, Lane, like 4 hours later, she's like, my water broke. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. She wakes me up. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure?
You're like, did I manifest this? What?
I was like, do I have time to get Starbucks on the way? Like, just like, that's so ridiculous. Oh, jeez.
Priorities, man.
Yeah.
And you probably did have time. That's the crazy thing.
We did. We were chill as all get out. She's like, get me some.
Hurry up and wait.
I don't know if we're,
Hold on there, honey. Just joke. But anyway, yes. So one of Charlotte's birthday wishes related to One Direction is she wants to go back in time so she can meet a young Harry. I mean, they're like obsessed. She wants to invite younger Harry Styles to her birthday party, and I'm like, oh my god,
oh Lord.
wow. So yeah, they play Barbies all the time. Yeah, crazy, right? So creative.
Love it.
They play Barbies all the time. They're doing their school is going great. I mean, they're learning so much. Sarah's a superstar, bro. I mean, she's teaching them all day. Vigo's doing preschool stuff with her and with the girls, school at the same time. He's amazing. He's God, what's he been saying? He told Sarah the other day he was going to sleep. He's so cute, God, man. Especially like there's like this sweetness when he first wakes up and when he goes to sleep. And he was telling Sarah, he said, "Mommy, thank you for such a beautiful day. I had such a beautiful day with you, Mommy."
Oh,
and it's like, what,
gosh.
bro? And then on the other hand, like he's had a lot of like serious like plugs in his trach. So if you're familiar with a trach and a ventilator, you'll know. If you're not, it's you have typically individuals like Vigo who have kind of a weakened respiratory system, their lungs and strength, whatever. Yeah. I mean, one of his lungs is pretty much collapsed. Like his I think it's his left lung is just the way his body is. Like it's just very depleted. It always has been. Always has been. So anyway, typically people like Vigo, they have a suction machine, and that just you get mucus plugs really easy because he's not coughing stuff up like we do. We cough stuff up in the shower, we hack it out. We blow our nose. That's a lot harder for him than it is for you and I. So anyway. You use that suction to clear his airway and most of the time save his life, right? Yeah. I mean, if he gets a mucus plug, even with his ventilator, even with his trach, he can die. And it can happen as quickly as that. So the other day, this is just like kind of I was telling Joe Lewis this the other day, and I was like, this is probably such a bizarre thing to hear. Anyway, it just makes you feel kind of isolated and like how can people understand? But we were sitting there playing on the bed, and he was wanting to wrestle. He's always wanting to wrestle around, dude. He likes being tossed around and rolled over and moved because he cannot move his own body. Again, like we can, but we move him wherever he wants to move. That's where we move. He's had this fixation with putting his hand in his mouth and like licking his hands and stuff. It's wild. Anyway, just got done wrestling. He's playing with the girls, and we sit up and he says, I can't breathe. get his suction, start suctioning. There's a plug in there. We can't get it out. We're in our room. He's on his backup vent, which doesn't have a heater, so that also kind of dries him out and can make, like, if there is mucus around, it can make it harder. And then harder to suction. It's just freaking insane. Yeah. And then, so anyway, as this is happening, my mom had just come. She was coming to pick something up and see us real quick. So she's there for this. He starts, his heart rate and oxygen level starts dipping. Most of his oxygen level starts dipping a little bit. When he starts freaking out, Charlotte stays with him and is like talking to him. Ruth starts crying. Is he going to die? Is he going to die? Is he going to die? Mm-hmm. We pick him up, Sarah and I, tag team it like always. Well, when we're together. Carry him into his room. We put him on his vent. We get his heater on. We have to. Meanwhile, we've given him his ambi bag, like his ambi bag. Yeah. It's like the
breather.
Like CPR, it's a breather. It hooks right up to his trach, and you give him rescue breaths. We did that like 3 or 4 times. We get him into his bed. Sarah's like, we gotta, and she's the expert, dude. I'm always like, I'm like a nurse, and she's the doctor. And she's like, I think we gotta just switch his trach out. We didn't have any of the exact same kind clean that he was using, so we had to use a one that's not as long, which isn't as effective. All the while, Winnie's breaking down. Winnie usually is the one who does not cry. So she's been having a lot of like, I don't know, fears of losing Vigo. Like they went to stay with my mom and dad last weekend, and she was like reluctant to go because she said, "What if I leave? What if I go and Vigo dies?" Mm-hmm. A normal thing when you go to a sleepover that you think. Anyway. Long story short, we get him switched out. Everything's fine, and he is like getting his breath back, and he's kind of doing like his cry, and he goes, "Mommy, Daddy, did I die? Am I dead?" Oh. So this like realization before, when those episodes would happen, it was like, his speech wasn't as developed. It's crazy how good his speech is, with everything he's been through, and like how hard it is to speak on a ventilator and trach. But it was never like, there was no realization that we knew of. It was always kind of like these events would happen, and he wouldn't like black out, but he definitely wasn't like asking, did I just die? And so now we carry that around too. We're like, well, every time this happens, is that what he's going through? Is that of course that's the fear that he's having. So again, you have these moments like bedtime where he says, "Thank you for such a beautiful day, Mommy. I'm so happy."
Yep.
Paired with like moments like that. And so it makes life a bit of a roller coaster. Thankfully, roller coasters are fun, right? And for most people, sometimes they make you sick. But so I don't know. He's just the happiest boy. It's been really nice the last couple of days. It's been warmer, so we were outside tonight playing. He just wanted to chase his sisters around. So, he's in his medical stroller, and I'm running around the yard chasing Ruth around. Then I'm chasing Winnie. Then I'm chasing Charlotte, and he's so happy. "Dad, I'm Sonic, and you're Knuckles." Okay. All right, we'll go. And then, Dad. No. Dad, I'm Shadow, and you're Sonic. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Life's beautiful, dude. I mean, that's it's great. I could use more time with my wife, but I'll take what I can get. There's all kinds of things that we're having to deal with and like work through and personally, and then like with like just everything that's going on. And but like there's I'm trying to think, since we recorded last, like I've gotten to do a lot of really fun stuff too with concerning hobbits. Talked to Mike Charles. I talked to Aaron. I talked to Joe Lewis for Room for a Little More, which was a lot of fun. Kurt Jones came out and recorded, which was a lot of fun.
Did he?
I got got to finish up his role. He wants to retouch some lines, but his role of King Arvedui is pretty much done, which is amazing. So it was a lot of fun. He brought the salted rye, dude, which was amazing. Oh my! I ate the whole thing that day. I ate the whole loaf. Crazy. Definitely not keto friendly. And then
heck no.
Got to go help Cam and Courtney move in, which is really cool.
Yeah,
dude, I didn't even tell you, bro. By the time I got there, they had like almost unloaded. It was great.
Well,
and
I was
got
right
there.
behind. Tell them I'm still on my way.
This is on the way.
So,
But it was just really cool to see him and to see, I didn't get to see all the Avocado Boys again, but I got to see Colin. I got to see Courtney, of course. I got to see some of her friends that were in the wedding party. Got to see Kurt and talk to Kurt, which was amazing. So, yeah, there's been so many. And just, I don't know, life is full of great things and difficult things. And, all of our worst fear, all these conspiracies that you and I were tinfoil hatters for a long time, it's coming out. They're true, and so you're bombarded by that kind of stuff. And I will just say this: I think we almost never talk about anything like kind of real life. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like social things or political things or whatever. But I think like what's going on is it's not political. It's like good and evil. It's moral. It's like the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do, and I think that's what these stories are all about. And so I just think, you know what, I'm so glad that that we carry the spirit of Tolkien with us, and that we are on the side of light, and that I think about it often, dude. I think about it often because I think to myself, we talked about this. I'm a localist, right? I think we both are. We're localists, and I think that's how humankind was was almost kind of designed to be. I think sometimes we know too much. We see things that are like realistically out of our control, and we want to go help, but we can't leave our families, and are this like impractical to go help. But how do you change the world? Like, how do you make the world a better place? How do you make the world, what it should be? And I'm forced back to this what Gandalf said in The Hobbit, which is just, I think it's just for the films. I can't remember if he actually says this in the books or not. Forgive me, but it's it's the courage and bravery of everyday folk. The simple acts of kindness and love that keep darkness at bay.
At bay. Yep.
And I think about about in the Mines of Moria. And he said, Gandalf says, there are other forces at work besides the will of evil. And,
God, dude.
And I don't. That's one of those things, man. You see this kind of stuff, and you're like, dang, dude. I was like, I still don't know where I stand with God, but I tell you what, I know evil's real, and I know I ain't on that side, baby. I know that I'm on the side of the light. And so anyway, all that to say, you guys know this, but just, I don't know, dude. Keep showing love to people right around you. Keep showing kindness no matter what the situation is. Keep I think about Sir Duncan, and protecting the innocent, and how he says, "Are there no knights among you?" And it kind of sometimes it feels like that, and it's like, no, there are tons of us out there. There are tons of us out there that are resolved to defend the innocent, to take care of people who can't take care of themselves, to let those people, when we're those people, to take care of us. And like the children around you, dude, like whatever you have to do, because it's so crazy to work in an elementary school, and I know that kids of all ages are harmed and oppositely neglected or abused, and to work in an elementary school and be like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's like you gotta, and our own children. It's so important to make sure that you don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to be like, I don't know, the most friendly and warm and flawless, but to be more that way than not, and to make sure that kids aren't hurt and that they're protected and that they feel safe because they are safe.
Right.
Yeah, keep doing those things. That's all I'm gonna say. And we love you guys. And it's crazy times. I don't know.
It's crazy time. Let me throw one out for
on.
you. Let me just. I'm so glad you brought the Gandalf quote, because there are other forces at work in this world, and those forces are Lane Smith, Ezra Kirk, and everyone listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
It's all of you. We are all in this together. I think I told Lane before we started the show something one of these things I'm keeping secret, but I want to share one thing, which is this, because as you said, it just kind of came to me, and it's Psalms 23:4. Though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And I think sometimes people just forget that, like, when you say it, believe it. I will fear no evil. And we had this conversation where you're talking about, like, to be brave and to be courageous. You acknowledge that there is fear. By saying that, you say there are some dark and fearful things in this world. And we have many paths ahead of us. It goes back to Gandalf, when Frodo's like, I wish this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
I wish this wouldn't have come to me.
The ring bearer said that, dude. The ring bearer.
Yeah. Gosh. Come on. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
and so Gandalf says, so do all who live to see such times.
All of them.
And so we're living to see those times. And and I didn't think we would see them in our lifetime. And I'm just like, wow, we got to hold on. We got to start being localists. We got to start praying for one another. We got to start, like, coming together, get our minds centered on good things, root for those other forces. I told Lane the other day, I said, I wasn't joking when I told you we were leaving Texas, and I said, we are, and I believe many of you listening are great captains for the light. And that is, it's so good. It feels so good to say that and to put that on. So whoever's in and around you, like, I guess embrace that and try to think and envision yourself. Like, you are a captain of the light, and you are carrying a banner into this world, and let it shine. Darkness is going to try at every point to keep you from that mission and that goal, and we cannot let it win. You cannot let the darkness consume. So,
and it's going to sound so cheesy, but to believe in yourself that you can do it. That's the other thing too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think about, like you said, to not just say, yeah, I'm a captain of the light, whatever. No, you are. Like, to actually know that and believe that, and it's all in your actions and what you do and what you say and how you treat people. Like, that is it's so important. Like, it's so, and it just, God, it's so reaffirming too. Like, it can just empower you. It can make you. Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, if I'm having a crap day or something, I'm like, man, I'm too in my head, or I'm angry or something, I don't know. And it's just like, dude, just go do something nice. Even if it's just go take a walk around the pod at school, or when I'm taking my walk at lunch, say hi to somebody, smile at someone, and let someone go first. Like, those things have a way of rippling out and healing you, as well as being a happy surprise to other people. And yeah, I was thinking. So I'll say one more thing about Sarah. This was so cool. I'm glad she shared this with me, and I was glad to also hear it from the source. We got a neighbor named George, and he's an old guy. By all accounts, a sweetheart. Lost his wife years ago in a hit and run. Some dude hit his wife's car, left her for dead, and left, and she passed away. Oh. Now he's living in a place over here in Amanda somewhere. They're trying to get him evicted because I don't think he has a way to pay for it. It's just crazy. But anyway, he stopped the other day when it was all snowy, and the van, the snow happened so fast that, like, you couldn't keep up with it, and the van got snowed in. We were trying to finally get out, and Sarah couldn't, and he got out and tried to help. He's trying to figure things out until I could get out and help, and he was just a really sweet, nice guy. And anyway, when I came home today, Sarah and the kids were just getting home from an appointment, and he was out there, and he was like, "Oh, is that your husband? I'd really like to meet him." And I went over and I met him and stuff, and he starts, dude, fudge. He starts talking about Sarah, and he was like, "Boy, I tell you what," he said, and I think about this. This is my wife. This is your wife. Mm-hmm. He was like, it's my girls. Like, he was like, she just gives off a light, man. She just radiates a light. He said, I was like, boy, I said, you're telling me, brother. I was like, like, I know. I was like, I feel like I've been blind for a long time now. Anyway, it was so beautiful to hear him tell me that, to look into his eyes and this dude's like
and he's genuine, and
he is, and this guy's like was a pastor, and now he just kind of travels around, and it kind of reminded me of like how your dad will just go and speak the word or whatever, and I'm like, maybe this dude's like part angel, maybe he's part good Nephilim, and like maybe he, I see that in my wife, and I hope she sees part of that in me. But when you're married for a long time too, like it It's not that you can't see it. It's just when you get used to the light, dude, like you forget what the darkness looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's why we have seasons. It's why we have day and night, is so you can appreciate it. But when you're with the light all the time, you're just like, well, of course. But I think maybe he sees it in a way that is true, right? That like kind of cuts through all of familiarity and whatever kind of other things get in the way of someone that you know really, really well. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was wild. Like he sees through the veil, I guess is what I'm trying to say, the veil of this world.
Dude, can I just say?
It was really cool, man. I got chills when he said it because I was like, frick,
first of all, I got chills when you just likened him because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, sounds like a freaking angel walking by.
Man.
And I thought Hebrews 13:2, which is, I got it right in front of me, which is, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
Unawares, yes, that's right.
Dang,
bro, come on.
Start believing the old good book, friends. I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff in it, buddy. It's because it's crazy.
Geez.
It's so wild that it, like you said, you see dark times, and then you start to turn to some of these things that have always been there in your life. And then, as Lottie has often said to me, and she's like, just like Sarah is such a light, and so is Lottie, and so are so many of you. That's what we're talking about, captains of the light, and so is he, right? So is he somebody who just a gentle soul walking by and probably looks at your family and thinks about his wife.
That's what he said, man. It's what he said.
God, he said, dude, it's just
what he said. He said I was a blessed man, and I was like, Dad, you did. Yep. I said
it's awesome.
You nailed it right there, bro. Yeah. So anyway, huge shout out to and again, like if you see that, if you feel that, I can't tell you how I'll never forget that interaction right there. Like if you feel something like that, I know there's not always the time to share, but when you share, I think sometimes we get so caught up in feeling I know, and I think sometimes we're like, because this, I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to feel stupid, or I don't want to sound like a creep or something if I give someone a compliment, or I'm getting older, so I'm weird now, and I'm even more awkward than I used to be, and so like I don't want someone to take it the wrong way. But I think it's like that whole spirit thing, like you always talk about. It's your intentions. It's the spirit you come into something with.
We don't always know how to say things the right way. We don't always have the words. But
we don't. But I think if you can and you feel like you should, I think I don't know. There's so much power in telling people what you see and what is uplifting and what is true.
Because your spirit, literally, that's the coolest thing. I don't care what you believe. We all know there's an energy and spirit around us. When you put your energy and spirit forward, and it is pure and genuine. No matter if you stumble over your words or whatever it is, I often think of my sister. I know she is raw as all get out and doesn't have. She's more dyslexic than me, and she can't always she can't string the. Sometimes the words are not even actually words, and I'm like, God dang, Sarah, I love you, but I'm just like, so it doesn't really matter because you knew what she was trying to say, and you. So think of that for a second, like Lane said, and go ahead and share and do your thing, dude. I gotta say, I know we're laboring this, but I gotta say. I talked to the Discord chat today, so this is more for the House of Flower and for anyone who we're not going to talk politics. We don't do that really on this podcast or anything. But like, I had a colleague of mine. I mean, I went through a trauma kind of at work of my own, which I shared with the Discord tonight, which was insane. It was like
really?
I felt really good about it. It just kind of happened, came up naturally. Yeah. A friend of mine is going through it right now, and it's on national news. It's on national news, and I don't want to bring any more attention to it than that. But I went in, and so she was asking me, she's like, what was the verse that got you through? There was a verse that got me through. And it was Acts 18, 9 through 10. More Bible verses on this episode than we've ever before. Had. But it was Acts 18, 9 through 10. And the Lord is speaking to a fearful Paul. Paul is afraid. And he's speaking to Paul in a vision, and he says, "Be not afraid, but speak, and hold not thy peace, for I am with thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee, for I have many people in this city."
Wow.
And there's another verse that basically, it's like the Spirit bearing record with you when you go into a city. How will they know that I'm of God or that I'm sent by you? Because my Spirit will go before you. And so I just want people to remember, like, it's not always the words that you pick and say, or we don't always get everything right. In this whole kind of political gotcha or this cancel culture we went through or the things, it's like, come on, guys. Who are these people? Lane and I went through this. Lane and I went through this on this podcast where basically we were called certain names because, you didn't handle this specific situation right. And it's just like, no, what's the spirit of what we were trying to do? No one, take a second, pause, and ask yourself, who are you talking to? What do you know about us? What, like,
right.
Don't
it was,
get
and it was
caught up
really,
in that.
we didn't handle the situation the way they wanted us to.
Right, no, it wasn't that we
was.
Right. Yeah, it's not that we didn't say anything politically wrong.
Right,
it was just,
no.
They wanted a different outcome than what they got. But yeah, the gist there is just, again, it's just your spirit, man. It's the genuine spirit of.
Well, would it blow you away if your verse just moved the spirit of me to share another verse?
Come on, son.
How weird would that be? I just was thinking about this. I think this is relevance, but yeah, because I mean, like, you don't get Bible verses very often anymore, right? I mean,
yeah.
But this is one David Downey gave me.
Come on.
I think he spoke it to me, dude. He came and visited us in the hospital. This would have been, 4 years ago now, when we were in the hospital with Vigo, and brought his favorite donuts from that place in Zanesville, and sat with me and talked with me and just listened to me and stuff. And anyway, it was dude. Oh man, it was just like so comforting. And he's got some questionable science views, but whatever, we'll leave it at that. But I think he's a little too he's not flat enough. But anyway, this I could remember the paraphrase of this verse because it was something that hit me as so like applicable. It's like how Tolkien's works, you can apply it to almost anything. Like this verse, I think you could take the verse whatever off of it, and it would still carry the same weight, and you'd be like, this is just truth. And, but he spoke it to me, and then I kind of had it in the back of my head always. I'm like, I need to ask David again, like what that verse was, because I knew he would know.
Sure.
And so I texted him, probably it was back in October, and I just said, dude, what was that verse? It was about the wind and the trees or something like that. And he said, I'm not really sure. Maybe John 3:8. The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear its sound, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit. I just love it because it's like there's so much mystery in that. There's so much mystery. It's like, I think I don't know because that to me takes the judgment out of everything. Like that to me is instead of like judging someone for someone else for something I think they should have done or shouldn't have done, whatever. It's like, I don't know. That's not necessarily the point. It's like when the Spirit leads you, right? When light,
man, that's exactly
it's so it is. So it is with those people that it blows where it wishes, not where you wish. It blows where it wishes.
Right.
And you hear its sound, but you don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like mystery in that, and like only with mystery can you have faith and believe in something. And I think, dude, if you boil it down, man, I mean, to get up every morning, you have to have some measure of faith. It doesn't have to be in God. It doesn't have to be in a religion. It doesn't have to be in spirituality. You have to have faith that, like you're going to be able to breathe and your lungs are going to work. You have to have faith that if you're able to walk, that when you get out of bed, your legs are going to be fine and you're going to be able to move, and that your body's going to know what to do. You're going to have faith that like the people that you care about most aren't going to leave you that day or hurt you that day or whatever. So anyway,
I'm fired up. I mean, I had no clue. Like if you ever thought this podcast was scripted, shame
unpredictable. Shame on you.
Shame on you. The Bible says to take no thought for which you're going to speak.
Jeez,
for in that same self hour he will give unto you the word of God. And so he'll give you the words to speak. So it's like,
that's wild. That's the philosophy of Talking Tolkien.
That's our philosophy.
And so, we're going to get the words.
Holy smokes! I think people have been waiting for this,
man,
like the
wild.
spiritual rebirth of Talking Tolkien.
The awakening. The awakening.
It happened as we're landing in this episode in the Eldamar, okay,
Isn't
in the
that
Elven
wild?
home, and we're landing in the spiritual.
Too much time with elves, I think. Maybe is what's going on.
it's going
Jeez,
on.
cow. But it's
Yeah.
beautiful. And I just think, anyway, then I think a lot of that, too, I think, not to take away either from all of like the suffering and the bad things that have happened. And again, like the harming of innocence.
No.
Because that is like, I think that to look at life and be like, oh, it's all going to work out or everything is going to be fine. It's like, no, some people meet
That's
a lot
what
of
I was telling you
people.
earlier. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people meet terrible ends, and that should make us sick. It should make us angry. It should make us want to have some sort of justice. And at the same time, it should make us think, okay, how do I make sure that I'm not someone contributing to that? Again, in my own local way, in my own, whether it's looking out for my neighbor, whether it's making sure like Miss Anna does she need help shoveling the sidewalk so she doesn't fall over and hurt herself or something or whatever.
Small acts of kindness. Yep.
Small acts of kindness. And again, that doesn't take away from those things, and they should be mourned and they should be grieved and they should be remembered and never forgotten. But at the same time, like, if you think about it too much, dude, it will paralyze you, I think. And that's, I think, how a lot of people have felt. They've sort of felt paralyzed. And so it's like, okay, how do we move on though? How do we not stay here? How do we try to salvage things and help each other? Yeah. So anyway.
But before we're about to take a quick break here because we're getting towards
I gotta go
11
take care of
o'clock.
Vigo real quick. Yeah.
But as we do that, I want to say just like that, it kind of parallels into like you said to me the other day. Who cares about a podcast schedule when the world is just is falling apart?
Yeah.
And then and I don't mean that mean way. It's just sort of like
no.
Because I was sort of sweating and like, oh man, we gotta do this. And it's like, and again, I hadn't even seen all the news. I'd stayed away from it. And then I was just like, okay, and I'm back into it. And everything we just said now, though, and this is our small act of kindness. This is our small, like, way of kind of like contributing to like this light and keeping our focus, centered on the city on the hill, the bright shining light that we're supposed to be centered on, and not let the darkness get us, but also be aware of it and all the different things. So anyways, in a cool way, going through the Silmarillion, it's actually a blessing in disguise for me because I'm kind of like, now, let's just keep doing this. Let's keep focusing on these things. And as we go along in the craziest ways, like some Tolkien talks about this, man. He talks about good and evil. This whole story is about that. There's dark lords, there's evil stuff, and you have to fight against it. And that's what these stories are about.
And as you were saying that, dude, I would literally, when you're talking about the city on the hill and the light and everything, I thought about Tol-Eressëa and how they cleared the Pelori so that the light from the trees could reach, and how it mingled with the dark, and how the first flowers came from that light, the first flowers east of Aman, and
puts a crazy vision in your mind when you think about it.
Yes, it does.
Very well described. I was like, wow.
Yes, it does. Beautiful. Yeah.
So,
all right, I'm gonna go. Do Vigo stuff real quick, and then we'll jump into. This would be a great place for an ad. If we were, are we gonna ditch those?
We're ditching those. Ads? I'm done.
We don't need pennies from it.
It's a joke.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we're going to drop some Eves now. You thought you were going to get away with no Eves being dropped, but thankfully there's not many Eves, to be honest. The Amazon show news. There is this Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon.
Okay.
It's called Loader on Prime.
Okay.
Loader on Up. It's a young Aragorn show. No, wait, sorry. Shoot. It's a that's right. It's a remake.
Shame on you.
Get ready. It's a Lord of the Rings remake. No, shoot. No, that's not right.
Got me again.
Yeah, it's called The Rings of Power.
Okay.
And there's barely any rings in it, but there's lots of power. And a huge price tag. Anyway, we're going to give you an update on Rings of Power real quick. It's been made, okay? Season 3 is done. They're kind of wrapping it up. We don't know when it's going to come out. They're doing a lot of post-production on it because there's lots of special effects. I think they're turning Jamie Campbell Bower into Vecnar or something like that. And,
good.
It just
Good.
takes
It's a
a lot of
crossover.
time. Yeah,
They're big fans of Stranger Things, aren't they?
They are.
And so,
and I think I think they're changing his name to Vecnum, and they're going to try and make him a Gollum-like character. They're going to get their Gollum after all.
got it.
Eat their Gollum and eat it too, and eat their Smeagol too. So it's very exciting. Just ask anyone involved. It's going to be the greatest TV show of all time.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But also, they're not only are they not done with season 3 yet, there are rumors that they're going to start shooting season 4 at any time.
And can we speculate a little bit on that? Because I think I was telling you, I'm like, when is this dropping? There's been no teaser, nothing.
Right.
So, we're February. You look at like 6 months out, you start to kind of get some promotional stuff, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like we're going to get promotional stuff in fall, and it's actually going to be a January 2027 release. Which then you go, okay, they're shooting right now. Is it the special effects? Why is it so quick? What's the quick turnaround? Is it just get it done because it's not doing well?
Yes. And that's kind of what we talked about in the pre-show, that like it probably is. And I bet they'll probably shoot seasons 4 and 5 at the same time and just call it a day, which is so sad that's kind of what
so Peter Jackson, by the
come
way,
to.
if they do it that
Peter
way.
Jackson. So Peter Jackson. And then they'll do reshoots, of course. The one thing I will say that where I could almost imagine it still coming out in September is their like promotional stuff went from like couldn't be higher, right? Like it was in that one anniversary episode that Time always puts out for Lord of the Rings. They always have a Lord of the Rings episode. It's like it's like 26 years, the 27th anniversary. They'll always have it. It's like, duh, we know it's getting older by a year. Like we don't have to make a magazine that's the same whatever. I buy it every time. Anyway, they were in there. It was like this big promo for season 1. It was timed exactly for that to be relevant.
Right.
All the way from that and like a Super Bowl trailer. Remember that? When the Bengals were there, the Bengals were there, and so was Tolkien.
Got my jersey on. We were watching.
I know.
Recorded it. Oh,
the
Lord.
kids love watching that. By the way, like Vigo loves watching that one, and the one where he and I are in the hospital. It's so cool that we decided to record those.
Right.
But it's gone from that to like almost nothing. Like I could almost imagine them still trying to keep the same kind of schedule, and it's just like, like if you're gonna watch it, you're going to. If not, you're not. But it could be that was something that they had talked about. Like it might be next year, so maybe January, maybe February. Who knows? Yeah.
And to their credit, so I'm not being a complete troll here. Like
let's do that.
They could just be cutting some of their promotional budget and putting it to special effects, which whatever.
Maybe they're running out of money,
If we get another Balrog scene like that was sick. I mean, I guess it's worth the whole thing just to see that. Cool. I was like, in my mind, I'll go, that actually did happen, and I really like that you did that. So if I take anything good from it, that's cool.
What's funny is like season 2 has that, and then like season 1, honestly, when the stranger came in on that meteor, that was sick. That was sick. And then even like the War of Wrath stuff was really cool. So there are like snippets where you're like, dang, that was awesome. Should have done more of that.
Valinor, the music,
the music, beautiful. Love the music.
I love we got called. I still love we got so called out for that at LEP3 by Andrew. Work of art, perfection, or whatever it was we said. He read the title of what we. And to be honest,
it was masterpiece.
The first 2 episodes were amazing. I remember I was leaving that night, headed out west, I think, because my buddy Matt was getting married or something, and I was like recording those. We had the 6-pack of the IPA, Lord of the Rings
Fellowship
things.
IPA,
the Fellowship IPA, dude. I was like, I still had a few cans laying around. I thought, dang, dude, I should crack these bad boys open. And like that, I mean, they'd be so rancid.
Skunky.
It's so bad. But hey, it might give me a better performance on the pod when those episodes.
It might make you feel better than Rings of Power. Honestly,
I might start giving great reviews for the show.
Yeah, dude.
So
it's flawless. I think I'm dying, but it's okay.
I am excited. I am always excited though because like we kind of rag on them a little bit, but like
it's an event. It's an
event, dude. It's like it's so cool. We do Hobbit Hotline. That will be. So cool. I'm actually really excited for when it does come out because if anything, I want to see, give me a couple of gems, man. Like show me, I don't know, be creative. Like how did the Ark and
Melian's girdle?
How did the Ark and Stone?
Already?
Yeah, see the girdle, dude. Like whatever.
I feel like Galadriel's tried to show us a girdle a few times, but maybe not.
Anyway,
And you're going to hate me for saying this. I don't want this to spark anything, but
God.
The hunt for Gollum, I feel, is kind of sinking into the same sort of territory as Rings of Power. Yeah, I just said it. The update for that is that they're going to start filming in July. Yeah. And
are we going?
We're going to go be a part of the cast. I think Andy
Are we on the reunion?
I think we're going to be in the flashback. I think we're going to be play Smeagol's mom and dad or the grandma. I'm going to be the grandma, and you're going to be the old grandpa. We're going to be in the rocking chairs.
Right.
Now, Smeagol, what you got around your finger? Bring it over here, you little bastard.
Oh, no, it's just my birthday present.
Yeah, so anyway, they're going to start filming in July. Very excited about it. And I wanted to remind everyone, you can't spell Ian McKellen without AI. Just a thought.
Bro.
Just something to think about. So...
You know what? I mean, I know...
And Elijah Wood, too. You can't spell Elijah Wood without AI either. So,
right.
For what it's worth.
Or Dom Monahan.
Or Dim Monahan. AI. I think it's Dim Monahan.
Yeah.
And then Billy Boyd's clean. He can do whatever he wants. We love him. He has carte blanche. Billy Boyd could come in and be like, play Smeagol. And I'd be like, I'm cool with it. Yeah,
Billy Boyd could tell us to shut this podcast down, and we would say yes, sir.
We would do it. We'd say yes, sir. When? Yesterday? We'll do it yesterday, sir.
Yeah, it's been done, Billy. Knew you were coming.
Captain. Yeah.
I love it.
We knew you were coming.
I love it, man. He's such a... You talk about a man with a good spirit. He's such a good spirit.
Yes, he is.
He was who I've actually seen? I saw them, some of the Hobbits, at... God, it was like a LeakyCon event, and Elijah Wood was there.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Every interview I've ever seen him do.
He's a nice guy.
He's such a good dude. I walked right by him, and he said, "Hey, how are you?"
Nuh-uh.
Oh, I didn't tell you that?
He said, "Hi, how are you?"
He said hi to me. I never told you that? We were just passing each other.
Frodo Baggins said hello to you in passing?
Said hi to the
you
Frodo
didn't
Wizard.
Tell me that.
We were
what?
At LeakyCon, and he's standing out there, and I look over at Light. I'm like, it's Elijah. And, like, it was such a small con. This is before they were... You remember the big one was the Dallas convention we were going to go to.
We had press passes, too.
They wanted us to come.
God.
We were going to go to their special panel, ask some questions, record it. We were going to do the whole 9 yards. And we never did. And it's always, like, things work out for a reason.
It got shut down because of COVID.
It got shut down,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And things work out for a reason. But, so I remember, like, we're sitting there, and I just thought, wow. And I remember he just walked by. He was so nice. He said it to everybody. Hey, how's it going? Hey. He walked by, made eye contact.
He said hi to everyone?
Oh, not everybody. He's walking. Okay. Like, there was no one really. I think it was like we were walking back early just to kind of see stuff. People, you would break at convention points. Someone was there escorting him around and walking and kind of seeing stuff. And he either had just got there or he had just finished his first panel. I can't remember which one it was. But, like, no one was really there. And I remember everyone was clear from that part. And he had came out of a back room somewhere and was just walking by. And he was standing in, I know exactly where he was standing, at the Chicago Convention Center. And I was just looking. I was like, well, I'm going to walk past him. And as I did, he said hi.
Wow. That's so cool, dude.
Because the one I was going to go up to wasn't, who else was there? Was Sean Astin there?
Sean Astin, probably.
Sean Astin was there, and he was there. And that was it. Those two were there together. And then I remember they had Tom Felton, who was Draco Malfoy, who I almost ran smack into. These are such small cons that, like,
wow,
I almost ran smack into him. This is actually right coming out of COVID, where not a lot of people were still comfortable going to big. There was still that overhang.
That'd be the time
for
to go. That'd be the right
time
to go.
Yeah. Well, people were like, I don't know if I want to go to a big thing, and I get it, but it was perfect. I remember I'm walking by, and then Tom Felton, the words that he said to me were, "Excuse me, mate." And that was it, because we almost ran smack dab into each other. I was going into where the photo booths or what are they called? Photo opportunities, Yeah. And I'm walking in, and I just want to go and stare. I just want to be like, who's here? And I'm walking in, and he was walking out to get prepped for his big stage event, which was happening. And he's walking with all these different crew, and I had come around, like, there's this, this kind of corner. He's coming around a corner. I'm coming around a corner, and that was it. That's our one interaction, and I thought, that's great.
Thank goodness, because
I said, "You're excused, you slithering piece of crap."
I was just gonna say, you don't want him slithering around your place, man.
No.
This is really cool, actually. Since we recorded last, Travis Sigler had Billy Boyd come out to the Weird Hall, man.
Didn't he have Elijah? Elijah was there too. Elijah was there. Yeah, that's in the photos. Elijah's
that's
there.
crazy. Because I know that they were they went to
Yeah.
a convention and saw them. I didn't know that Elijah came too. That's so cool.
Pretty sure.
He sent me these videos that he had taken of Billy and his wife, and he's like, Travis is coming out and like giving them a flight of mead and explaining the meads and stuff. And dude, I just like, he's such a nice guy. Like Billy is, and he's Travis said his wife was lovely. They were asking all these wonderful questions and like just really liking the spot. And I'm thinking like, and he said Billy was on the phone. He's like, he showed that he had a group text with like all the members of the fellowship or something, and the rest of the hobbits were wondering where he was. And I'm like, that just, I'm sure they're all great guys. But if I was going to say what person is going to come to the mead hall or hang out with fans or whatever, it's Billy. He's the guy who's going to do it. And he's not going to be like, I'm doing it because Dom's doing it, or I'm doing it because Elijah's doing it.
No.
He's going to do it because he wants to, because he likes people, because he's kind to people, because he wants to check things out, because he's interested in. Yeah.
If Billy ever does hear us, he's one of the most kind, thoughtful, in the moment guys. The way he talked about fatherhood to us and the way the things that he shared, it was like really cool. And I just was like, man, dude, like you didn't have to do that. And you talk about those small acts of kindness that have been the theme on this show today. It's like that little thing that he did for us, and then he signed an extra one for our uppers, and they did the Billy Boy.
Yeah, he did
tour.
it for free, didn't he? He was like, what do they call themselves? What do they call themselves? People listen to you?
Uppers.
And I was like, uppers. Wow.
Right.
God, it was
amazing.
so cool. I mean, I was right in his face asking him what it was like to kiss Viggo Mortensen. He could have been like,
I know.
F off, mate. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Like, what a weirdo. But he didn't. He was like, I can't even remember what he said. Something about like, it was pretty good. I can't deny.
I remember we walked out, we sat down, we were just like, wow, that was surreal. And
awesome.
It was so cool, us being Uber fans, and he signed one as Lane and Ez, and I got it out in the garage.
Did. Yeah, that's right,
and
man.
It's really cool.
What a cool guy. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all the news.
So we're headed there. We'll see Billy and everyone in July for the shooting. So,
that's right. We'll be there.
filming.
We'll be dressed as a couple of she-hobbits. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. All of our normal shout-outs, go patronizing them, checking them out. They're amazing creatives, all the friends of this podcast. And then I'll give a Concerning Hobbits update at some point. Productions, we're in the thick of it, man. Writing, editing, recording, all at once. It's wild. So when everything is coming together, it sounds so beautiful. The final cut for Chapter 1, Part 2 is almost done. There's just a couple things to tweak left, but it sounds so good. It's really cool. I'll share real quick. Sorry.
Please do.
It's so amazing. Like when you go through and you edit stuff, and if you're able to do it for long enough, you can think of little extra things, right? And when Jake did the first final cut, the lightning strike got left out where they're in town hall. They had just seen Hob Whitfoot and had that encounter, and Fastred says like, I can't even remember what he said. Well, of course, my lady, or something like that. And then you hear this giant lightning bolt crack through, and the rain starts, and it's like, wow, they're going to be slowed down. They're not getting home tonight, kind of a deal. And that lightning bolt actually is from you. It's from Ez. It's from when I was talking about this part of the story where when I was thinking of a visual interpretation or adaptation, it's like Faster would have said that line, and then Eleanor is looking at that painting again. Her eyes are drawn back to that painting, and when she looks at Ban's eyes and thinks of Sam Dad, this lightning bolt like thunders through and cracks through, and it's like this moment that you had literally said, and I'm like, I got to put that in the script. And so anyway, I was telling Jake, I'm like, I kind of need that lightning bolt back in there. Can we put that back? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem, sure. And I was like, wait a minute, no one's going to know that it's connected to that moment. So I was like, I wonder if I can whip up a real quick line and ask Macy to record it, and then just put another Eleanor line in there that will kind of imply what she's thinking. Because again, we can't cut away to a scene with no dialogue. You just can't do that in a radio drama. So I whipped something up real quick, sent it to Macy. Within like a day. That same day, she had recorded it and sent it back. I plopped it in. It's in there. It's so cool. So again, when you've heard the rough cut and then you listen to the final cut, that's something that's brand new. And it's like she's starting to figure it out. They look just like Sam. Boom, and the lightning comes in and interrupts her thoughts, and then it's on to the next thing. But it's like this really cool thing where I'm like, man, it just shows how you can work on something and never be done, and you can still find things to plop in. And so anyway, very cool stuff. But
actually, very George Lucas of you, and I love that. That's actually, like all those special editions he did.
Sure,
People like to give him crap, but like you're creating something that you love, and really there's always a little bit more you can add, a little flavor, little extra seasonings you can
juice. There's always more juice. Yeah. Cool, man. All right, brother.
Okay.
So this is we're getting into chapter 5. This is kind of like chapter 3 extended edition, honestly. We were talking about this. It's sort of like an elaboration of what we had previously read.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Did you get this from this summary? It says Círdan led the teller. This is interesting. I'm just because we always have a summary in our doc, and I was looking at it, and it says, because I'm also like a little bit like, I know it references Círdan in this chapter, doesn't it, a little bit?
I got it circled right here. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll jump ahead to that real quick. You want to
jump
hear
ahead? I know we're gonna because we're gonna do big takeaways. From
talking about the Teleri. After they make it through the Hitherlands, and some who are we talking about here? Is this Olmo?
It's either
Ose
or Olmo, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two, and some he persuaded to remain, and those it was Ose because he didn't want them to leave, right? Because he's the smaller waters, and he really liked the elves, and didn't he teach them like how to build ships and stuff and watercraft and whatnot? So he was kind of lamenting them leaving. So some he persuaded to remain, and those were the Falathrim, the elves of the Falas, who in after days had dwellings at the havens of Brithambar and Eglarest, the first mariners in Middle Earth and the first makers of ships. Círdan, the shipwright, was their lord.
Wow.
Lord Círdan.
I just didn't realize he actually. Isn't
that crazy?
Thinking, it's really cool. And I knew he was there, and that he's
wow.
The next line, but
the next line is really crazy. He went forth and stripped his clothes off his body and dipped them into the river Sirion.
You're messing around with me.
Slowly and deliberately, and Ose loved it.
God dang it! I was like, I don't think that didn't sound like Tolkien. That's one of those like, was it Ez, was it Lane, or was it Tolkien?
Or was it
close? If we cut that off.
Was it Payne and McKay? Hey, cut what off? Be careful there.
Yeah. Whoa.
Here, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just as you have your book up, I'm going to go back to the beginning a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of read through some of my notes and bullet points here.
Yeah, please.
Different things, because to me, I remember looking at the title of this and going, the Eldamar, who?
Yeah.
What? And that might sound silly and stupid to some people, but like for my dyslexic brain, it was sort of like they're called the Eldar, so I'm guessing it's the Elves. It's still just a new word that I'm like, what? So anyways, in the beginning here, we start to explain what Eldamar means, because the chapter is of Eldamar and the Eldalië, and the princes of Eldalië. And the only reason I know how to say that is because that's the way Andy Serkis said it in the audiobook.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to get my pronunciations right.
Yep.
But he begins explaining just that this is like elven lands. This is like elven home, right? Is sort of what it means. The Eldamar. It's the essential region of Valinor where the elves actually dwell.
Yes.
And it becomes the heart of elven civilization under the light of the two trees. And it's this paradise-like place. So when you think about, because I'd have to let me pull it up right here. I like to just think out loud on this podcast, because Valinor, to me, you go, okay, we always mention just Valinor, and I'm looking at like a map.
This was this is something that blew my mind, because again, this drove me to be, because they bring up Amon, and I'm like, is Amon just another name for Valinor? And it's like, no, Amon is the continent. It's that like crescent moon shaped land, and Valinor is like the place where like the elves and then also the Valar live. But I didn't know that. I always thought they were like used interchangeably. I'm like, oh, it's Amon and Valinor, and they're kind of the same thing. It's like, well, not really. It's like the continent versus the country aspect.
Right. Yeah.
Which was, yeah, I get, again, this is something that's not my interest, right? It's not my favorite thing to learn about elves and the high beings and sort of the more ethereal stuff, but you get into it and you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense, and I can learn something new, and I can know, like, Amon and Valinor are not exactly the same thing per se, and yeah.
Let
cool.
me, for anybody who, I mean, we do throw up a random video version of the podcast. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to show you an image, though.
Is it
if that's
Círdan?
cool. It is Círdan.
Is he dipping into the Sirion?
Hey, you calm down. We have kids listening to this podcast.
True. To take a bath is what I meant. Well, that's still not very good.
There's still a conspiracy going on.
To surf.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this will actually share. Tell me if this actually is coming up here. So
I love that because you always say that, and it always does.
Well, I mean, it takes me a second.
Did that time. Oh, there it is. Yes.
Okay, it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. It's still going to be kind of blurry.
That's okay.
Did that zoom in? Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm there. I feel like I'm standing on Tol Eressëa.
Is that Tol Eressëa is right? If you can see my mouse, so it's like right here. So help me understand this.
Okay, I won't be able to, but I'm gonna lie to you.
It looks like they have Numenor here.
That's what that looks like to me. Yes.
Right. It says Numenor.
Yes.
Because this is when this is Screen Rant. They came out like before Rings of Power. They're kind of talking about the ice. The ice. This is where later on the sons of Feanor will kind of come up this way, and they'll go over across the ice, and they'll cross the sea and whatnot. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
Doriath is over here. This is where you'll see Thingol and everybody. But it's really hard to see this stuff. I wanted to get like a better picture of what Tol Eressëa is not necessarily attached to. It's an island. It's its own sort of separate place here. Now, where then is the Eldamar? If you see in here, like it says Valinor here on my mouse. If you look far kind of west, the further west you go seems to be Halls of Mandos. You know, this is you've got Aule and his domain is here. You've got the trees up here, the Ring of Doom, and then you've got the Eldamar. Seems to be this region here in the center.
Okay.
And it says Eldamar right there.
Yeah.
So again, if I'm going off of what this chapter is trying to tell me, is like he's talking about how they went in and established, because the Noldor will go in and kind of establish themselves in this center area. The Vanyar, which we will learn about, are the first ones to go there, and they're kind of high and special.
Yep, that's them.
So I mean,
especially
high on these trees, buddy. I mean, there's
Monway, can we kiss your toes?
I mean, they
Shut
are,
up.
Yeah. So anyway, but I just want to get a little bit of a visual for me to understand what all this is and how there's kind of this barrier that's stopping people from
how
getting
much
there.
you want to bet? How much you want to bet that Elwë could throw a football over them mountains?
Oh, guaranteed.
They would have won, dude. They would have won state, man. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. They would have won state.
They would have won state.
Coach would have put them in. Anyway, dude, I had this thought. I don't know how we missed this last time, but we were talking about Finwë and was it Alwë?
Yeah.
Who was Finwë and
Alwë and hold on, I have them right here in front of me. Ingwe is the High King of the Elves.
Right.
He's the
but Finwë is wait, why am I having so much trouble? Finwë and Elwë, right?
Finwë and Elwë. So they're friends. They're best friends, and yes.
And they were meeting in the woods or whatever, right?
Yes.
And Elwë didn't show up, and Finwë got sad, right, and waited for a little bit. Right. I imagined him like standing there with a pigskin and just being like, I guess he's not coming to play catch.
Yeah.
Today, like, wouldn't that be hilarious? Just them out there, just slinging the
pigskin
around, just throwing darts, being like, "Go 40 out, do an in route,"
seriously, and like, I bet you. So Finwë is the receiver, and Elwë is the QB.
Oh, 100%. Yes, dude.
He's calling out like that's his.
Finway's a Dolphins fan for sure. Fins up,
right?
Always.
For sure. for sure.
And yeah.
Yeah, true. It makes it seem like they were great friends, like just real good friends.
Just playing football together.
Just playing football in the backyard, you know.
On the backyard.
Calling balls and strikes, too.
Calling balls.
Sorry. Shout out to Petey.
Petey, baby.
I don't even know him, but he's a great artist.
Okay, so, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've refreshed this, but isn't Tol Eressëa, it was like kind of like a ship. Didn't it move west and settled where it did?
Yeah.
That's correct, right? Like they sort of rode the island out, which is
the Lonely
wild
Isle.
to think about.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's located in the Bay of the Eldamar, just off the coast of Aman, which served as a pivotal sanctuary for the Elves. Let me see. Omo used the island to carry the Teleri kindred of elves from Middle Earth to Aman. And its inhabitants are the Teleri, which dwelt there first, followed by many elves of Beleriand after the First Age. It's often associated with the elves, the elven port of Avalon. Avalone?
Avalonque or something like that.
Yeah,
and of Avonlea, I think.
Okay.
And I think the mountains are like a barrier, aren't they, to keep people from getting into Amen?
Right. Yeah, isn't it true? I think we talked about this in the Second Age, and I still have the map up here. Let me go back to that real quick and look. Yeah, Numenor. I think isn't it from one point that they can see Tol Eressëa?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Isn't that the closest point to them, kind of, that they can see, and that's some. So it's not even quite that they can see into the Holy Land of Valinor, but they can see.
There's like a veil, and I think it's only when they're on a big mountain, so they actually start calling it Tol Eressëa because they have to be up really high.
Yeah, gotcha.
And
if we had more time for the puns,
that's just what I heard. I just heard that. I don't know if it's true. I heard it from there's a guy named Corey Stetson. Rory Olson, something like that. I attended his Mythgard University, second year black belt, graduated, high honors.
Jesus.
And I don't like to talk about it a lot. I got a diploma over on the wall there I could show you, but it's really cool too when you graduate. It's Signum University Mythgard. You get a signet ring, which is kind of catchy.
Okay, yeah. I like that. Cool.
I shouldn't talk.
Weren't you the young man I had in summer school? And didn't you say to me that you were going to go to Crick Hollow?
That's my twin. My twin. Yeah.
College. Okay.
That's Dwayne the Rock Smith.
Got it. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, I went to Mythgard. I'm a proud Mythbuster. And anyway, I don't know. The weird thing was like when you left, he kind of like branded you with like the cold brand. Have you heard of those? So that was kind of painful.
No. Okay.
Insisted on the lower thigh, which I thought was whatever. You're in the moment, and you're kind of like, I really want these accolades, and so I did it.
You know what I said? Okay, I gotta tell you something. I was on the Discord. I swear to God, you can go into the House of Flower chat, and you will hear this. I said to them, we brought up, like, I was explaining what we're going to be doing with the rest of this podcast and where we're going with the Silmarillion. And at one point I said, so they're like, yeah, we're going to have some guests on. And I said, somebody check. I couldn't see because you were looking at the chat. I'm like, did Lane sneak in here? And it was like, Lane's not here. And I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I was like, first I had brought up, before I said that, I brought up, Prancing Pony had emailed us at one point. I was like, who knows? Maybe we'll have Prancing Pony on. And then I was sitting there going, you know what? Maybe we'll have Corey Olson on. I said, I forget what I said, and I was just like, God, I said, thank God Lane's not here, because anytime I bring up Corey Olson, it will set him off for a good 10 to 20 minutes on the podcast.
Something in my soul kind of wrinkles up.
That happened. Oh, I know what I said. I said there has never been a more vicious defender of Tom Shippey ever. Tom Shippey doesn't even know how, like, I think you're like. You're a secret deep Tom Shippey fan, and nobody knows it, and we don't talk about it enough. But like, actually, you are, and it's like that's where the real root of this comes from, and it's amazing. It's so funny to me.
I think I'd be kind of hurt if I found out that Tom and Dr. Olson were actually friends. I think it would kind of.
They probably are, or
they probably are, but
who knows? They're at least acquaintances.
I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. Like, that's sort of
you're not a professor, okay?
Right. I can't understand.
You wouldn't
I know
understand.
That's true. That's true.
The relationship
But
they have.
anyway, I digress. But
Okay,
yeah.
back into it. Here we go.
Yes, back into it, please.
God dang. Okay, a quick recap for everybody. So
Yes.
the 3 elven peoples. This is something that I think the more you repeat it, the better it sinks in. So don't if you're like, oh, we've heard this, you're going to hear it over and over because this chapter is a repeat of again chapter 3. There's a lot of kind of retelling of this just to really
Test me. Test me.
Oh, okay. Who leads the Vanyar?
Ingwe.
Let's freaking go. Who leads the Noldor? Come on.
Oh,
Come on,
Finway.
You just said Finway.
Yep.
Okay. And then who leads the Teleri in place of Elwë?
Yeah, because Elwë gets lost, and
So
they
we
wait
go
for
with-
him.
And then his brother,
Shoot, dude. Figalond.
you just said it,
Finway.
Olwë.
Always.
Because he went all the way. Get
All
it?
the way.
He went all
Yes.
the way, whereas Elwë just kind of.
I was thinking Círdan because we just talked about him, but that he stayed. He stayed.
Right.
He didn't go.
Yeah. And that's what I just asked chat that. So someone correct me, but I was like, didn't Círdan stay or did he go? Chat is like I pulled up because I was like I sometimes want to ask questions
Stayed.
on the fly.
Stayed.
It says he went,
Oh.
and I'm like,
wow.
chat, are you sure? So I don't.
Who is this Chad guy? I don't even know who you're talking to.
Chad, get old Chad from our buddy Stan. Anyways, yeah, no. So, anyways, let's get back to who these guys are. So,
Yeah, sorry.
The Vanyar are they're the highest. They're the most spiritual.
Yes.
What you call it? Blah blah. Blah. They're the
Least
best.
fun. Yeah.
The least fun. Yes.
Yeah.
They dwell closest. They dwell closest to Manwë.
Yep.
The Noldor, they become masters of knowledge, craftsmanship, lore, artistry. They're very curious. They're inventive. They're ambitious, and they have a relationship with it's Aule. God, dude,
Yes.
these are all. So I understand why my buddy Matt sometimes had so much trouble. You have Alwë. You have Alwë.
It just happened to me.
Aule,
I know.
Finwë, Ingwe. I mean, I get it. I get why people are
Your
sort of
way,
like,
my way,
my
or the
way
highway.
or the highway.
It's everywhere.
Alaquande, get the come on now.
Dude.
Get out of the way, dude.
Out of the way.
Out of the way. You're either in the way or you're out of the way. Back to the biblical quotes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
I loved how with the Vanyar, how Tolkien talked about them having a passion for like naming things and wanting to always find the right words for stuff. And I was like, that's such a cool, like how cool of Tolkien to be like, the fact that I can do that, it's pretty elevated, guys. Okay. It's kind of the highest form of subcreation, just so you know. I was like, wow, that's wild.
Right.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Dude,
but we get all
Go
these
ahead.
kind of like nice. We just get all these nice details about the different types. We get some of the family trees starting to blossom too, right? Which is is fitting as we were talking about Steve being our furthest west branch. But like just like the sons of these great elven princes,
I think,
and the daughters as well.
Yeah, I think that's the part that people are going to find the most interesting. If it were me and you want my big takeaways from this first part, because I as you read it again, it's very thick. I was like hitting like rewind every 30 seconds to be like, what'd they say?
Me too.
It's really Ase. So the beginning of this is Ase kind of like the people of the Teleri. As we know last
He doesn't want to let go. He doesn't want to let go. Dude.
Do you remember, by the way, when we were talking about the story of it's one of the it's either I think it's Tuor, the children of Húrin.
Yeah.
We were talking about Ase, and we're talking about how he's got a little dark side. We even talked about that in previous chapters here as we start the Silmarillion. And it was interesting because he wants them to stay. Why do you think he wants them to stay in Middle-earth? Now, the Dark Lord is gone. The big baddie right now, Melkor, is chained. Okay, he is actually captured, and that's already taken place. But there was a little influence on Ase, and I'd say keep that in mind because he wanted them to stay here as if he was waiting for the return
Right, he was kind of groomed. Wasn't he sort of groomed a little bit? Yeah, like Melkor saw a mischievous kind of orneriness in him.
A spirit in him. Yeah,
yeah. That he was like, I'm that flavor too. Maybe I could sort of. He totally was looking at him thinking, how can I turn this guy?
Absolutely. And
how do I turn him?
Not that he ever did, but you can see actually sometimes some tension between Olmo and Ase, and it's like they don't always get along.
Well,
it's like disobedient son or something, and you're like, whoa.
or like a son who's so much like the dad that they butt heads, right?
Yeah, they butt heads.
It's like, well, you're the little guy, I'm the big guy. It's like, well, I want to be the big guy. I think it's so perfect too that those are the guys characterizing the sea, right? Think about how unpredictable, how unforgiving, how cruel the sea can be. How it's just like it's a terrifying thing. Like the oceans are. I think even for people who are lifelong mariners, it's so scary, man. It's like it can swallow you up and never give you back.
Yeah.
That's
right.
There's nothing on Earth like that. Well, maybe a volcano, I guess, but like nothing even comes close to that. It's unbelievable.
The weird thing was that this chapter said that they started to. It was Ase who taught them the songs of the sea, essentially. And
that's right, the music.
The music, and it became more of this draw. Because you always wonder, what is the draw to the Númenóreans and to everyone? There's something drawing them to the sea. And actually, anybody who lives near a big body of water will tell you there is some sort of power, cosmic, great power, energy. You just feel when the big body of water gets you. That's why people go and vacation there, right? It just takes you... Yeah, I don't know. It just takes your breath away sometimes. And so I feel like he gets some of that, and he definitely doesn't want them to leave. And the big thing is that, like, it's because of this urging of the Vanyar and the Noldor go first, and they definitely they get pulled across there by Olmo. He takes them, cool beans. And then the not all of the Eldar go to Valinor. You have the Teleri, right, who tarried on the shores, waiting for their missing lord. And then as they're doing that, this is when they cultivate this sort of relationship with Ase. And after a time, there begins to be this longing. After a certain amount of time, it's sort of like, now maybe we should go. And that's when they elevate Olwe, which is Elwë's brother, which is actually Thingol. Their names change. Like Thingol is Elwë. And Thingol's the character that he'll be known as Thingol. Thingol Dingle will be the guy. Malengo will be the guy we're talking about.
Thingol Singolo.
Yeah. He's great. His brother, though, takes on and he leads the people, which is cool. And they then will want to go across. And remember, it's like they go part way or something, and they don't quite go all the way. And it was still like there was a time period where the Teleri still are not quite there.
Yeah, they were the most reluctant to go and to leave, right? I mean, part of it was because I think it was probably just confusing to be like, what happened to Elwë? Like, what? I would think anyway that you'd be like, man, is this really the time to go? Like, what even when you're on the way, you're like, was this the right choice? Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah. So, no, it is. It's not like exactly the smoothest journey for them across. Yeah.
Right. And some of those people who like some of that group that were loyal to Elwë, which will be Thingol and Melian, their kingdom that will develop, they stay. And I will have to look up their name here in a second as to what they turn into. But I just thought, like, that's sort of the idea of the beginning of this chapter, is that you have this fracturing of this group, and how is it that the Teleri split? They're this massive group that some of them will sit here and stay looking for their friend, for their lord, and they're loyal to him. They also wanted to kind of still go on. Some of them also might have been people who just were like, hey, actually, we're kind of going along with you guys, but like, we're not so sure about that water. Right. That would have been me. I've been like, dude, I'm with you till the shore.
Right.
And then
that's also kind of what happens. I just found this part. You want to read this real quick?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Now Ose followed the host of Olwë, and when they were come to the Bay of Eldamar, which is Elvenhome, he called to them, and they knew his voice, and begged Olmo to stay their voyage. And Olmo granted their request, and at his bidding, Ose made fast the island and rooted it to the foundations of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. Ulmo did this more readily for he understood the hearts of the Teleri, and in the council of the Valar he had spoken against the summons, thinking that it were better for the Quendi to remain in Middle Earth.
Amen, Ulmo. Let's go. It may not be like why are we so quickly taking them out? Why are we so quickly saying hey, there's Middle Earth? But
it's him and Yavanna. If it were not for them,
right,
they'd be screwed. Yeah, it'd be bad.
So I mean, at this point, they talk about, because the next chapter is like the unchaining of Melkor or whatever, and so he is chained. Why in the world are we so? I mean, I know he left behind darker forces. We talked about some of that.
Yeah, but that's a great point. Why are we so eager to leave now that he's wrapped up?
Dude, it's these gods, bro. They're wanting to get a little piece of these elves. They want them over in their land.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm saying they want. It's sort of like they're enchanted by their beauty and all that kind of stuff, and they want them to come join them in the blessed land.
All I know is that the only one entrapping anybody seems to be Melion. So whatever.
Oh my God! By the way, one of the best episodes we've ever done, which is conspiracy.
Is she a plant? Yes, she's a plant.
The deep state conspiracy that was going on there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that.
And how we tied it all the way to Gandalf, dude. We're like, it was Olari
all the way, dude.
Organized
all the way.
This whole thing.
I don't know how that even happened.
Saw it. Yep.
God. So it goes on to describe, again, these different groups as they come in, who liked who the most. Manwë and Varda loved most the Vanyar. And it's like, why are we picking favorites? I get it, Tolkien, but he just needs to distinguish.
They have to have
these
associates, right? Yeah, and skills and desires and stuff. It was also kind of cool how they talked about the how the speech started to sunder.
Because the island was the Teleri were kind of rooted there, and there's also a long gap between when the Noldor go. We're not given years here, really. We're not really told.
No, not at all.
This is the year of the trees, so.
And I noticed that, especially at the beginning of the next chapter, I think it talks about this being like the noontime of their existence.
Oh,
and how it went on for, I think it was maybe it was the beginning of this one. He describes it as like being the noontime, and it goes on for years and years beyond count or something like that. And I'm like, there is no record of time. It's wild how I guess it would probably feel like that too. Like there aren't even many. Yeah.
Nobody wants me to do this, but which is why I'm like, while we're here, just know Galadriel is here. Okay.
Yep.
Galadriel may be young during this time. You know, she's either born on this journey or born in the Blessed Lands. It seems like that's more the case, that she's born when they get there. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
You know, is she born and she's an infant as they're traveling across? Whatever. I'm not really sure. Whole point is, though, she's here. And Gil-galad ain't nowhere to be found right now. I mean, come on, this is a joke. Okay, this is a joke. But anyway, I digress. Let me just read a little bit here from. I do have to give the Tolkien Gateway credit. They're really good. So I want to give them
Tolkien Gateway. Yeah,
a quick overview here. The Noldor and Vanyar initially lived within the gap of the Pelori Mountains on the border of Aman. So that helps a little bit.
Yep.
There they made a city known as Tirion. So that is, I think, the first city that they make. I could be wrong.
On the hill of Tuna.
Okay, okay.
Called the tuna melt. Yeah.
Sounds cool to me. Sounds like a lot of tuna going on, and
high protein. Lots of
protein.
mercury,
I'm a fan. Very keto. Very keto. So I am down. So he just, and then after that kind of goes on to describe like who loves who. We've gone over that a little bit. Aule liking this person, and Aule is close with the Noldor. Manwë and Varda are close with the Vanyar. We've said that before.
Yep.
So then I think it's time to get into some of the royal family stuff.
Yes.
If that's cool with you. So let's see. This is a. Here we go. Oh, thank you for that. Okay.
Almost great horn right there for you.
Perfect. Perfect. I love that they acknowledge Finwë as the king of the Noldor. Cool, he's a king, but he's not the High King. How many kings do you need?
Oh, dang, dude. That is what a passive aggressive
Why call you it's
slur.
why take the title king? You know, I mean, he needs to because eventually
Yeah,
they're gonna cross back over to Middle Earth, and that kingship will go with him.
Right.
You know,
And I mean, like, he didn't get lost in the freaking woods, so maybe he is the High King.
it's true. But then Thingol becomes a king too. Like, it's just so
Well,
crazy.
Thingol can kiss my dingle, bro.
Let's
He
go over the
abandoned
kings.
his people.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go. So Elwë is a king. He would become
Yep.
a king of Doriath and his
Yep.
the Sindarin people. Olwë, his brother, is a king of the Teleri. I think he's a king. I think they call him a king too. I mean, why not? If you're pass out kingships, I mean, come on.
Just give it to
And
him.
Finwë, we know, is the High King of the Noldor, and
Yep.
then we know Ingwe is the High King of the
Vanyar.
Vanyar. So
Yep.
there's that. Now, so it's during these years that the royal family of the Noldor came to existence. The Noldor were ruled by a High King Finwë who had 3 sons: Feanor, Fingolfin, and Finarfin.
Yep.
I maybe I have. I don't think I have it anymore. It's my. Let me.
Oh,
let me
yeah,
take
you're.
this.
Yes, please pull
Let
it
me
up.
pull up my little pretty. I made
Now,
this thing.
while you're doing that, let me enlighten folks, okay? So,
Please do.
Feanor had different mommy than
He
Fingolfin
had different.
and Finarfin.
Please tell
Okay.
Please tell the people.
So, they
Lane's
were
gonna get you.
from
Lane's
different
gonna educate you guys. So you better
Days-
sit back.
days from different baby mamas. Now,
Uh-huh.
Feanor was one of them good at everything SOBs. Okay,
Uh-huh.
typical firstborn. We know what that's like. Everything he touched turned to gold. Okay,
Amen.
Good at
Come on.
crafting, good at singing, good at dinging. Whatever he did it better than everyone else. Okay,
Right.
Then you got his brothers. Okay, and give me a second while I try to remember. Fingolfin, yeah, that's right. Strong and steadfast. Typical middleborn, trying to hold it all together. Look at my muscles, Daddy. Do you notice me, Daddy? Look at me, Daddy. Shut up, son.
Right.
Then you've got old Finarfin. And he's cool,
Come on.
but he's been farting. Let me tell you, brother.
Come on.
Finarfin's not too bad. He is super wise, though. He's a smart ass. He thinks he knows it all.
Yeah, he
And
knows
through
what's,
this holy trinity of sons,
Come on, son.
you've got them all represented. You've got good at everything, strong and steadfast, and super wise ass. And they are. And I'll tell you something else. Feanor, just as you can guess, kind of sort of keeps to himself, does his own thing. He'd never stand in one spot real long. That should bother you, worry you a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And it does. The other two, Fingolfin and Finarfin, they're
Yeah.
always together, kind of playing around. They're buddies, but they're sort of like this. If you can look at my fingers, you've got Feanor over here, and Ben Golfin and Ben Fartin over there. Okay. Now they're all brothers, of course. They're all in the same hand, but them fingers are split just a little bit. I should
Yes,
do it
sir.
like that for the camera.
Come on. All right.
There we go. Okay. Was that a pretty good representation?
That
Then they
was
also
Yeah.
never mind. They ain't got a sister. I thought they did. They don't. They don't. And if you want to know their mama's names, Feanor was the son of Miriel, and Fingolfin and Finarfin, their mommy was Indis of the Vanyar.
Perfect.
So that makes sense. Of
That
course.
makes- That's why there's that division between these
Right.
brothers.
She decided
Right.
to climb on down from that mountain and make a couple babies.
Hold on. What is the
Whatever.
one? What is the so Feanor's mother is what? Muriel? Is that her name? Let me
Yeah,
see.
she got around.
Dude.
Then she died, so whatever.
Yeah, I think it's in the next. I think it's
Good
either
luck.
this one. It's like, hold on. There's actually I have a note about it. It's hilarious. No. Let me see here. It is Muriel's death. I don't think it's even in this chapter, but like Muriel willingly lays down her life. The Valar are disturbed. Death is not supposed to function this way. And Valinor, her spirit goes to the halls of Mandos.
What?
She
Wow.
refuses to return, son. So,
Wow.
like as you were saying, there is something spooky about this
Something
fella.
off about that Yeah, about that. Yeah, that pairing. My goodness.
I think Tolkien's good book says that Feanor's spirit was so strong that it literally killed his mother. I mean, like, seriously, like that's what it seems like. It's like such a weird thing.
Well, hey,
she dies.
Dude, all I know is you can't spell Feanor without fear. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's word. That's gospel.
That's the gospel.
So that's pretty much that little family tree. And then Feanor's got a bunch of kids, bunch of sons, and then like a daughter or two. He doesn't even count them because he's a bastard.
I got him up on the screen, son. I got him up on the screen.
Yeah, you do. He spread his seed all over the place. Look at that. My God. Once they
got
get
7
back
sons.
Once they get back to Middle Earth, they're on the red, right?
They're all in the red. That's Feanor's sons right there. If you're on the
Celagorm, Curafin, Maedhros, Maglor, he leads the rock band. I know that about him. He's a punk rocker.
Oh yeah, punk rock.
Caranthir, who's a shifty bastard, and then you got Amrod and Amras. They're always the same. You got the rod and the ass out there. They're always the same.
They're always the same.
They're twins. And they're always doing the same stuff. They're into the same kind of games, same girls or boys. I don't know.
We got to shut Lane down. Somebody shut him down.
Shut me down. I'm going to shut up for a minute.
Somebody shut him down. Once you get going, Lane gets into a character and it ain't no stopping him, friends.
Can you imagine that, though? Just like
3 hours
Good old Kentucky.
Remember I was going to do the Tolkien tutor was going to actually be, like, I was going to rival Corey Olsen, and I was going to do it with a Southern accent. I mean, you imagine how funny that would be? Like,
it could still happen. It could still happen.
I mean, because as I read these names in this, like Tolerasea, the Alaquonde. I mean, how would they say it in a Southern accent? The Tellery.
It's actually prettier than like when we try and say it.
It's
honestly.
Better. It
sounds way better.
The old Vanyar, and I got to throw in like the old Vanyar, something to get me into the. Then you get the Noldor, and like you said, what was the one you said?
Elendil. Oh God,
I can't remember. It's that beautiful. Anyways,
thank you.
So a good breakdown. Let me give you a more. I know Lane did a great job, but.
No,
let's go them real quick here. Finway's sons. So actually, let's back up. So Finway has, as I said, Feanor, Fingolfin, Finarfin. Mm-hmm. First son born to Muriel. It is a little crazy how she dies and really spooks everybody.
So she just like decides to die? Is that what it's like? Like she doesn't want to live?
Yeah, it's something about like the fire in Feanor, his spirit, took so much life force from her.
Wow.
That she, I forget if it's even in this chapter. I thought it was the next chapter, but maybe I just missed it in this one. What a jerk, dude! What a jerk! He goes on to be a jerk.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite guy is Fingolfin, right? In Fingolfin, and you just read it. His mother is, I think, is Indis of the Vanyar or the Vanya, excuse me, which is cool. So like you've got this little between the Von married to the Vanya. I mean, now I'm getting them all mixed up in my head.
Yeah, Vanyar, the high ones. Yeah,
Vanyar, but
Ingwe's people. I don't know why I remember the Vanyar and Ingwe the most because I hate them, and they're the most easy to remember. They don't do anything.
But here's the thing, and I do. It's Vanyar, and then they have here Vanya. Married to the Vanya, which is like the
female, singular.
Just singular, identifying her as a Vanya. It's like, come on, man. There's so many things that I'm like, that's why it's a little bit hard. It's just such a. If you're dyslexic like me, it is actually a little bit hard to keep track of that. That subtle difference. Anyway, okay, moving back into this. So Fingolfin and Finarfin are the result of his second marriage, which is to Indis, and she's a Vanya. She's of the Vanyar.
That could. Demand like a ton of explanation. Like, how did a Vanya and a Noldor get together? You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing as like a Maya and a elf, but it's probably as close as you can get within elf kind, right? Because they're so high, you know, and they want to be close. They seem to just worship at the feet of Manwë and Varda, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, how did they hook up and meet? Like, what? How did they decide?
Right.
Especially after he had already had a kid and a wife pass away. Was she moved by that? Was she like, oh my gosh, he must be so special. I want to taste that.
You ready for this? I'll read it to you.
Yeah,
this
please.
is in. You know how the history book, the 14 whatever extra books that are on our shelf that we'll probably never get to. This is Morgoth's Ring. Okay, Morgoth's Ring.
He explains it there. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like this stuff is found all over the place.
Could have put it right here.
Could have put it right here, but it's too much.
Chris.
When Indus saw Finwë climbing the paths of the mountain, and the light of Laurelin was behind him as a glory, without forethought she sang suddenly in great joy, and her voice went up as a song in the sky. And then Finwë heard that song falling from above, and he looked up and saw Indus in the golden light. And he knew in that moment that she loved him and had long done so. Excuse me?
Dang, dude.
There's some drama. What was that old soap opera that we used to go that played for so long?
Rings of Power.
Days of Our
Okay.
Days of Our Rings.
Lives.
Sorry.
Yep.
Days of Our Rings.
That's it.
Then his heart turned to her at last, and he believed that this chance, as it seemed, had been granted for the comfort of them both. Behold, he said, there is indeed healing of grief in Aman. And that's in Morgoth's Ring.
Dude,
Pretty
and
cool.
then hold on. I'm looking at it too right here. It says, and thenceforth she was given the name Indus, for he spake unto her, in this light I can see clearly that you the one for me.
That was good.
Wow.
You had me. You had me for a second. You had me. I was like, oh God. Okay. Yeah. It's a great. You asked the question. I'm like on her page. I'm like, yeah. Does it say who she?
Yeah.
Like, she the one for me. It's funny because
bro.
it says that like, then his heart turned at last to her, and he believed at this chance, as it seemed, had been granted for the comfort of them both. Really, really. I'm not so sure. See, it's I think he pursued her and was in grief, and she was just sort of like, yeah, I'm free, I'm available. So is what it is. But
Man, poor Muriel. Wow.
yeah, so she goes on to
It's just not right, but whatever. That's fine.
yeah. All right, backing up here. So we've done that. Okay, now going back to again, Indus will have the sons Fingolfin and Finarfin.
Yes.
Wonderful sons. The first son, Feanor, is all the problems. So moving forward, Feanor is, if you can remember that he basically, the fire inside of him and his energy kills his own mother, or she lays her own life down, there's doom written all over this guy. So Feanor is going to be who the rest of the Silmarillion and the Silmarils are created, spoiler, by Feanor. Feanor will go on to create the Silmarils. And so that's important now to know and say, okay, lock in, key in on him. And there will be some strife between him and his brothers coming up, which is, I think, what kind of got me was like, all right, whoa. I didn't think these guys would be drawing swords in the next chapter against each other, but they do. Right. So Finwë's sons would have their own progenies. Let's see, the 7 sons of Feanor, which Lane went over wonderfully, which is great. And then let's see, who does it have? Oh yeah, okay, Fingon, Turgon, and Aradrel were born to Fingolfin, I believe, and then Finrod, Galadriel, Angrod, Angnor, and Orodreth. I got that backwards. Is that backwards? Hold on, dude. Who's born to who, Lane?
Well,
God dang it. Who's born to who?
You were just talking about the sons of Fingolfin were... Fingon is Fingolfin's son.
See, it's got him backwards on here. That's what I thought.
Yeah, so Fingon, Turgon, and Erethel are Fingolfin's kids. And Finarfin's kids are Finrod. No. Yeah, Finrod, Orodreth, Angrod, and Agnor, and then Galadriel.
Yeah. So the guy I like, this is who I like to focus on, Fingolfin.
Yeah,
Love this dude.
It's because you're a golfer, bro. You can't...
Fingon and Turgon. Where's my freaking... Go back to my freaking poster back here. Here they are. This is why I color coordinated them in blue. The guys in blue are related. Orodreth, by the way, so I don't think he's on here. I don't think he's on here. If you look at my... So I've got Fingolfin here in the upper left. His son Fingon and Turgon. Turgon will be the ruler of Gondolin, and then Fingon is over here in Dorloman later on. Yep. But I think in Tolsirion, somewhere Orodreth, I forget where he goes. He's Later on, we'll figure out where that's at. But anyways, those are his guys. And then Finarfin, you've got Agnor, Angrod, Finrod, and then Galadriel. So they're in green.
Yep.
So there we go. Jeezy cow, man. This is why I made this visual.
I know. And Galadriel's hair was as if it was netted with the light of Telperion. No, Laurelin. As if it had it was caught in a mesh with the radiance of Laurelin.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty amazing. Which there's weird stuff with Feanor and her hair later, right? Like he wants.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He asks for a strand 3 times and is denied, and then that's why when she gives Gimli 3 strands when he asks once, it's like a
big deal, actually. Big deal.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much, not to be kind of, that's sort of the takeaways here. We've already gone over, like it's really about the princes. It's these princes, it's these kings, it's this royalness, it's how they got there. We've really we've left Thingol and Melian doing their thing, right? I think it does say at one point that he does come forward in this chapter, and it does say that he has this radiance about him. He stands very tall. I don't even know where it actually says it, though. I'm missing it. But he does come forward to his people. Or maybe I'm putting the 2 chapters together. But either way.
Might be. It's okay.
Yeah, it might be. That's where we're at right now with this chapter.
Next, we have kind of the groups and like what they're into and what they make and what they are attracted to.
Yeah.
Right. We got the Teleri, and it talks about how for they and if you're still looking that up, I'll buy you some time that way. And they stay at Tol Eressëa, many of them for it says through a long age they dwell there. Slowly their hearts change, right? They're drawn more towards Amon and going to Eldamar. They're torn between their love of music of the waves upon the shores and their desire to see again their kindred. Like they're honestly the most relatable of all the elves to me. Like they seem way more the Teleri. The Teleri, they seem almost the most human of all the elves. Like they have this faithfulness that the other groups seem to kind of not really possess as much. At least faithfulness to each other. And I think they're really, I think they're really interesting. So while they're there, they learn all this really cool shipbuilding, and they learn to be shipwrights from Ose, their friend. And
which will be important later on. That's important later on because at some point the gods are not going to keep pulling an island back and forth for you. So you got to build ships.
True. Yeah, true. That's true. He gives them this crazy gift of swans. It's like the 12 days of Christmas. Gives them these swans, and they draw the white ships of the Teleri over the windless sea. So it's important because, again, sails aren't going to do you any good, but these swans help them come to Amon and the shores of Eldamar. And they dwell there and wish they could see the light of the trees. And
it's basically that I know where you're at right there. That's basically like where they
that's where they find the jewels, right? The jewels, and the crystals, and the diamonds. I thought that was so interesting.
Lots of pearls.
Yeah, and they just like they're so giving with them. It's the opposite of Feanor, right? And his zeal to like repossess the Silmarils or whatever. Like they literally, I thought this was so fitting for especially like just life in general, but how they gave them freely is what it said, and like no one was lacking, to the point where they even like threw them along the beach, and there's just these beautiful jewels that it's like instead of having stones or shells or sand, it's just jewels everywhere. Like, can you imagine that?
That is a good
laying
visual.
on the beach, you got a big ruby in your butt. You're like, jeezy cow, dude.
How did that get there?
God, let's put that in the bag. We're taking that home, honey. That's next year's mortgage payments right there.
Yeah. Well, and then you run into border patrol and you got to hide it back up your bum.
God, can you imagine? And you know it's a bunch of Vanyar going, where did this come from?
Yeah, where did this go?
Put it back immediately, or we shall be sending our forefathers to put this ruby where it belongs.
There's more than enough to go around. It's like, come on here. Why be stingy?
Yeah, geez, like chill out, bro.
that's a good point. You got us through like where the Teleri are kind of there, and
I did okay. Yeah.
That's perfect. We missed it. It was one, so we have only 2 more paragraphs to go, and then we're done with the chapter. But let me back you up here. It's buried in one. This is why I said these things are freaking thick, and you you skip one paragraph, and it's everything. So let me back you up to. I was talking about. I love Elwë. I love Thingol. So this is where I wanted to kind of hit. Like he does come out from his trance, and the kinsfolk and friends of Elwë also remained. Right? Yeah, they're though they would have feigned. They would have fain have departed to Valinor and the light of the trees if Ulmo and Olwe had been willing to tarry longer. Look, we can only wait so long, guys. I'm sorry. It's Melian's got. This is again a conspiracy and a trap. Definitely was set up. But Olwe, would be gone, and at last the main host of the Teleri embarked on the island. And then Lane just told you exactly what happens to them when they get to the island gets over and gets kind of rooted there, and they find all the gems and the jewels and the rubies and the pearls everywhere. But now here we go.
Yeah.
But the paragraph I wanted to find was right here. It's this small little paragraph. But when Elwë awoke from his long trance, he came forth from Non-Elmoth with Melian, and they dwelt thereafter in the woods in the midst of the land. Greatly though he had desired to see again the light of the trees, in the face of Melian he beheld the light of Aman, and as in an unclouded mirror. Okay. And in that light he was content. His people gathered about him in joy, and they were amazed. For fair and noble as he had been, now he appeared as it were a lord of the Maiar. Excuse me? Excuse me?
And again, that sounds like a setup to me, dude. It sounds like a setup. Oh, dude, this guy's so hot and bothered to get back to Aman and to get to Eldamar and to see the trees or whatever. Hey, Melian, come here real quick. You've got that light in you, right, baby? Yeah, you do. Oh, look, it's shining from you, honey. We're going to send you back and just make sure that he stares long enough and hard enough that he forgets that. Well, no, not even that he forgets the trees, but he sees the tree in you. Jeez, dude, how sacrilegious is that, bro?
That's pretty.
The tree in you. You will become his tree, won't you? Yes, I will.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Wow, man. Like, for real. I forgot that part was in there. That's wild.
And the crazy thing is, we said back in the last chapter, like, the plot here kind of thickens when you know the rest of the story and you realize that, like, thank God Thingol is there, because otherwise
bro,
this
and what
all,
you
this
said,
all would be for naught.
No, yeah. And what you said is wild. It, like, not only is it just like, okay, we got one of the elven lords here. We've got a group of people. We've got a reason for a bunch more elves, high beings to come back to Middle Earth because they miss it anyway. Once they find out he's in this forest and he's still alive, he's got a group of people that stayed. They're going to want to come back. I don't know if that's what happens. But not only that, but like falling in love with Melian elevates him, like you just said. It makes him like a prince of the prince of the Maiar.
Of the Maiar. Like what, dude?
What, dude?
I know. He had spent so much time, and it's sort of like, and then again, they will go on to have a child that is half elven, half Maiar. It's
Romans
crazy.
8:12, as iron sharpens iron, so does your brother. So that's exactly what that's like.
That's exactly what that's like. God, we're okay. Oh, what do you say? The candle's burning. What do you say? What's the phrase?
Yeah, when the candle's burning from both ends, it's only light.
It's only light. It's all that matters. And just let it burn. That's what we're doing right now with this.
Let
chapter.
it burn. Yeah.
Let it burn. Let it burn. Okay. Because the gist of this chapter, let's be honest, is just that the freaking
boring. Oh yeah.
It's just that the Teleri crossed the sea, man.
Right.
If you want to know what happened, the Teleri crossed the sea, and you learn the names of the princes. You learn who Finwë's sons are, and then you learn what their sons' names are, and that's it. And then Thingol comes out of the woods and says, "What's up, guys? I'm pretty awesome. Y'all stay with me. Melian's pretty hot. Let's all check her out." And
what more do you want?
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you stay here, I'll let you look at my wife every once in a while.
She is our tree. Like such a shit.
Worship her. Yeah.
Oh Lord, have mercy. So, anyways, that is kind of the gist of it. I'm not even going to belabor the rest of the final two paragraphs. So, That's it. I can't
You
even.
want me to? You want me to?
I
will.
okay. Let's no here. Let's look at him. Okay. As the ages passed, the vineyard grew to love the land of the Valar and the full light of the trees, and they forsook the city of Tirion upon Tuna. Bless them. God, it says Tuna. It just says Tuna,
I know. I'm like,
dude.
really, Tolkien? You couldn't have gone like ham.
I know that's not how it's
turkey.
pronounced, but like
It's pretty close though. It's tuna or something. That's
I
how
don't
the guy
know.
I read said it.
I don't know.
What up, dude? I don't know.
But anyways, they dwelt thereafter in the mountain of Monway, and that's where they stay. We've already said that though. It's like this. There's a lot of repeat.
I know.
In
It
this,
is very repetitive.
which is fine. It sounds like are you guys criticizing Tolkien's? No, we're not. It's just it just is what it is.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, what are you supposed to do? What
Yeah.
are you supposed to do? I told Christopher was trying to piece this all together. He's like, God, Dad wrote the same thing 1,000 times, but this one he put a couple extra lines in. How do I?
Right. So let me get these cities down because this is the next part. But the memory of Middle Earth under the stars remained in the hearts of the Noldor, and they abode in the Kalakiria in the hills.
Yep.
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 In the hills and the valleys within the sound of the western sea. And though many of them went often about the land of the Valar, making far journeys in search of the secrets of land and water and all living things, yet the people of Tuna and Alaquande drew together in those days. Finwë was king in Tirion, and Olwë was, they don't say king, but I'm guessing he's king.
Gosh, dude, he's just a placeholder. Like, what the
And
heck, man?
He was in Alaquande, all right? But then Ingwe was ever the high king of the elves. He abode thereafter at the feet of Manwë, upon Taniquetil.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can go
Taniquetil.
stuff your Taliquentil, little guy. This chapter, dude, really made me think of this old song that I heard actually, ironically, maybe not ironically at all. I heard it sung in New Zealand
Really?
when I was there on my trip as a student doing my student teaching. And I can't help but think that the elves were probably singing this song too. The good old Teleri, my favorite kindred of the elves. Right here it is.
South Australia, I was born. Heave away, haul away. South Australia, round Cape Horn, we're bound.
For South Australia. Heave away,
Come on.
haul away, I'm bound for South Australia, bound for Eldamar, yeah. Love that song, dude. It's just been stuck in my head lately, and I'm like, bro,
Actually-
it's because the elves, dog.
You know what that makes me think? I do like the Teleri now even more. You're talking
They're
good old,
awesome, bro.
Like a good sea shanty, right? Like is what they're called.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So first of all, that's the end of the chapter. That was perfect. That was a great way to conclude it. Lottie and I used to listen for like to build to like listen to pick up your spirits or whatever. I have a whole playlist here on
Of
my
sailor
on my,
songs or
yeah
something?
on my Spotify, and I forget what it's called. but
Aren't they
I-
called
it-
sea shanties? I think they're called sea shanties.
What did I say? I said sea.
You said something like that.
I said
think
something like that, but I
read
don't.
it as well. I think this is literally called. No.
Yeah, there's sea shanties. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. There's a guy I always post that one on Instagram where it's like,
Oh, yes. Yeah, dude.
what,
Yeah.
what me and
I
the
know that
boys
one.
want to do. You know, it's just like on the weekends. It's like girls think we're out at the club, blah blah, and the boys are just all huddled around a table and they've got their beers and they're just clapping each other on the back and they're singing these old sailor songs. Oh, it's just
It reminds me of rugby, man. So all the clubs that we would play had been clubs for a long time, like the 70s, 80s. And so a lot of them had played rugby in college, and then a lot of them, when they had played rugby in college, they had played overseas. Like they do this thing where they would do tours, and like college, I think to this day, college rugby clubs would go to like Ireland and like hang out with an Irish club and play a few matches and like get to know the area and then come back home.
Right,
and
right,
then
right.
Vice versa. But like rugby songs, that's like a real thing. Like we would have socials, and it would be at a bar or it would be in an alley somewhere or someone's backyard, and someone would be like, "Does anyone know any rugby songs?" And we would all be like, "No, dude, no."
Right,
But
no.
They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're gonna teach you some, okay?" And they were disgusting, and they were demeaning, and some of them were pretty like, cool, but like it was just this wild thing that it's just this tradition. It's what you did.
Yeah.
And then there was like this. I just imagine the Teleri doing this too.
Dude, hold on. Yeah, no, go ahead. I can't do. You got me so excited because I found my old playlist and
there was also like if you scored your first try, I don't know if I'm allowed to call it this. You did something called a Zulu run, like the Zulu Warriors, and it was literally like if you had your own pitch, you would do it on the pitch. I think we did it in an alley in Lancaster.
Okay.
You strip down naked and you just run. It's like a streak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then I think when you're done, we're
not promoting. We're not saying anyone should do that. By the way, please
do not do it.
I
I was like, guys, I'm a teacher. I can't be naked.
Yeah, sorry.
And I have identifiable tattoos, but like, and then you would end, and it was a shower of beer. Like the guys were just like pouring beer on you and everything. I don't know, that kind of stuff. I think is like if it's done
kind of fun.
Nice,
If it's done
nicely, it's not hazing or like mean or anything. It's so fun. Such a weird, wild thing that like we're people. Like, why don't we do crazy stuff like that a little more often? I don't know. We're so worried about stuff, and it's like. It felt ancient, is what I'm trying to say. It felt like something they would have done in the Scottish Highlands, in like 1375. It's like, look, give us your first kill today. Let's get you out on the kilt, run around, and pour some beer on you. Take his knickers off, like stuff like that. Where I'm like, and then they're singing wild songs. I just thought like
it is something that we would like if we saw in a movie, we all would get a good grin chuckle out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, it would be like, okay, it's this
for sure
kind of
stuff.
Barbaric sort of stuff that you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Ironically, here's a good one for people who ever want to get like Stan Rogers is the guy that we would listen to sometimes. And
it's a damn tough life full of toil and strife we weathermen undergo.
So good.
And we don't give a damn when the gale is done how hard the winds did blow.
So crazy.
'Cause we're homeward
Come on.
bound from the Arctic.
This is the Teleri, by the way. This is
dude. Free. And we won't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui.
The girls of old Maui.
See, that's what that is.
Come on. Such a good one.
Okay, and I'm thinking of John, dude. I'm thinking of John Powell. Because I'm thinking like these songs, if you were on a sail ship, you're doing it
you're
while
rowing.
Right. If you're on a small dinghy or a boat or something going to or fro, you're singing this to keep time, right? As you're rowing and you're working together as a team. Even some of those larger ships, if you had to put oars out and row, I mean, it's
did the Teleri row across the?
Dude, if they didn't have the swans, they would have had to.
They have the rowing competition. I believe at some point it gets to the point where they have regular old ships, and it's like I think there was a rowing competition between them. I'm pretty sure.
John must be a Teleri then, dude.
He's got the height for it and everything. So
if not that, a Numenorian lord for sure.
That's for sure. That's 1,000%. Yeah.
So cool.
All right.
So cool. All right, buddy.
Wow, what a good one.
That was a great. Yeah, it was. Thank you for leading us through it. Thanks for letting me be silly.
Thank you for leading us through it because I was sort of like,
oh, shut up.
I was all over the place.
Don't kiss my butt.
I really didn't want to go kind of point out. That one was just like I don't know.
It felt.
It was a boring one. It was a boring one for me. So I know that some people it might have been their favorite one.
Hold on,
we always say like sorry, but yeah.
I haven't heard you say that for a long time, and I love that because I felt the same way. Honestly, it's like how much setting up can we do? We're all set up. Let's start to see some more narrative. Let's start to see some more like actual stories. Because I thought about this too. I'm like, this is so generic and kind of like just. Yeah. Again, it's not even a history lesson, really. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but it's just such broad strokes that you're like, there's a million tiny little stories in here you could tell.
Yeah, and I think
you could have been one of the Teleri on Tol Eressëa being moved, and the relationship with Ulmo and Ose. That could have been like 3 books that he wrote, but he just didn't have the time for it,
Yeah. And again, if you know how like you often talk about like how well I know Star Wars, for example, and I can make connections between here and there and super far. I think for us, it's still so dense. I'm just be honest. For me, it's still there's parts that are still so dense that I can't see those connections very well. So to me, it gets a little frustrating, and I'm like, This is why I quit. The first time I did it. This is one of the reasons why I quit reading the Silmarillion. And that's not a knock on Tolkien. Again, he's a professor.
No, it's a knock on you, really.
It's a knock on me. It's like,
it is.
This was his. He can write whatever he wants. It's like, no, seriously, own it, Ez. It was definitely.
It's your fault, dude.
It's your fault, bro.
But that's the same reason I quit orchestra. Honestly, was I just couldn't see the connections, man. I couldn't see the connections.
Not see it. The decrescendos and the crescendos.
Oh, and the pizzicato and.
Pizzicato! Oh my gosh!
Great writer.
Staccato.
Pizzicato is the guy who wrote True Detective. Excellent guy.
Okay.
Pizzolatto. That's a Pizzolatto.
All right.
We've got the Bywater Post. We've got 3 letters because power of 3. Why not?
Why not?
They are 3 strangers.
Yes, they are.
And there's no danger in these strangers. Just believe us, you. Is that believe you me, believe us you, believe you we. Anyway, we got Quentin Whaley to start off. Talk about a good mariner name, Whaley. I bet he was on the whale boats in a previous life.
Yeah.
You want me to read this one?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Quentin Whaley.
Quentin says, "Hey, Lane and Ez, warning, long story ahead. We're in, baby. You know it. I've been a longtime Tolkien fan and have been an on and off listener of the podcast for a few years. I figured that I'd send in my Tolkien story, which, as I now realize, is long overdue. Given I was born in the early 2000s, 2002 to be exact, which is the year the Two Towers came out, I never got to see The Lord of the Rings in theaters, but because I am the youngest of 6 kids and have 4 older brothers, 2 of which are into Lord of the Rings, I grew up watching it on VHS, only way to do it, and then later on DVD, still pretty good. Lord of the Rings has been a part of my story since I can remember and has greatly shaped my life since. When the first Hobbit movie came out in 2012, I tried to convince my family to take me, to which nobody... Oh, sorry, I just missed my place. Oh, crap.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, but how dare you?
Nobody would take me because they knew it was a 3+ hour long movie. I finally convinced my sister-in-law, who didn't know that the movie was 3+ hours long, to take me to see the movie in 3D. It was amazing. Even though it was around 12 years ago, I still remember when Gandalf threw a fiery pine cone at the wargs. I love that part. Due to the movie being in 3D, I was struck in the face with the fiery pine cone. As for the books, throughout elementary school, I had tried many times to read Lord of the Rings, but had never tried The Hobbit until I was in 6th grade, and I had to do a book report over the winter break at a school that I had just transferred to a couple of weeks prior. Wow, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to a new school. So over the course of winter break, I read The Hobbit, delved into the world of Tolkien through his writing for the first time, and created a poster board about the book. That's sweet, man. As each of the Hobbit movies came out, I went to the theater and watched in anticipation as I saw more of the world of Tolkien come to life. Around sophomore or junior year of high school, I decided that I was going to actually make it through the book trilogy. I read the trilogy and found myself falling more in love with the world of Tolkien, and as I was reading through the stories, I began to look for a podcast that I could listen to alongside my readings, to which I stumbled across your podcast. I've listened to a good portion of your podcast and have enjoyed all of them. The only problem that I found was that I was reading too fast and didn't have the time to listen to the episodes. Well, that's a good
fine.
problem.
Yeah.
But it was also a blessing because it allowed me, in a sense, recap what I had read previously while I was a few chapters ahead. I thought about that. We would be a really good recap podcast.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
sometimes we get super in the weeds and detail, and sometimes like today, it was like, was there anything worth really
right.
waxing about? No, not so much. So I haven't really thought of that. After I received a book titled Tolkien Dogmatics by Austin Freeman, I decided that I wanted to read the Silmarillion in order to, in a sense, pregame the book, and it continued till I decided that I was going to reread The Hobbit, then The Lord of the Rings, then the Silmarillion, then Tolkien Dogmatics. I haven't heard of that. It's interesting. As I am reading The Hobbit, I am listening to the podcast and going along with the episodes as I go. All in all, your podcast has been a great joy in my life in regards to Tolkien over the last few years, and I have found it to be something consistent that I can come back to if I ever want to hear other people talk about Lord of the Rings. Sorry that this is so long, but aforementioned, it is long overdue. Love the podcast. Your fellow Tolkien lover, Quentin Whaley. Quentin, that's beautiful, man. I think about that all the time. People who were literally born when the movies were coming out. And I was thinking about, that was actually something I thought about with them coming out in January. Dude, isn't it crazy? They owned the box office. Did you see those numbers? When they re-released in January, they were all movies. They were the top, and it's like, geez, there was some article that someone wrote, even after 25 years, these movies can still own box offices with modern day movies. But anyway, I thought about that. I'm like, this is some of these kids probably not kids, but now in their 20s, first time seeing Lord of the Rings on a big screen. And what a cool thing that we're still able to experience that they're still bringing these movies back to the theater and giving you that experience, because it is different. It's a totally different experience, and it's one of those movies, man, that it's made for the big screen. You can enjoy it at home, obviously, because so much of what happens is right here between two individuals. They're tight shots between characters, and it's intimate moments. But there's so much in those movies where you see them on a big screen, you're just like, oh my gosh,
right,
beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Quentin, that was great, man. Thank you for sharing that, dude.
Yeah,
great story. Thanks for reaching out to us. Thanks for being a listener, and
for sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate also you dropping the Tolkien Dogmatics. It's on Amazon.
What is that?
And so it's a theology through mythology with the maker of Middle Earth. It's Austin Freeman is writing here. I'll give you just a quick rundown of it. So because people might be interested in this, and we've talked a lot about some. We've had some quite. The most biblical quotes we've had on the old podcast ever. So
very true.
Here it is. So in Tolkien Dogmatics, Austin Freeman inspects Tolkien's entire works, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and beyond, as a window into his theology. In his stories, lectures, and letters, Tolkien creatively and carefully engaged with his Christian faith. Tolkien Dogmatics is a comprehensive manual of Tolkien's theological thought arranged in traditional systematic theology categories, with sections on God, revelation, creation, evil, Christ and salvation, the church, and last things. So kind of cool. It's basically kind of going through and taking a look at some of so how some of his theology is, him being the mastermind behind this. It's understanding him, the author, a little bit, surviving. It actually starts with he's an English Catholic, father, husband, survivor of 2 world wars, Oxford professor. He's an author. How all of that is the man who wrote this book. And Tolkien talks a little bit about that himself in his letters sometimes, which is he understands that who he is a part of his stories too. Not that he was trying to be Christian in any way. He didn't I would like to read this and actually see what this person says and their thoughts on it. So thanks for dropping that on us.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Another book to add to the shelf. I just realized I skipped the first one. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
The Jefferson.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Jefferson Kolodjensky is sending us this in here. This was sent to, by the way, I wanted to mention that I put the times on these. Somebody sent one in at 2 a.m. I think we're going to get to that rascal here in a second. So
yeah. Is that
it
Brandon?
could just be a different time zone though,
True.
Anyway,
let's think they're right here with us.
Right. Yeah. So so anyways, Jefferson here has a entry to us. He said, I know you and Rosie are huge into Harry Potter. I pulled this just because it caught my eye when he called us out and he was talking about Harry Potter. So I'm not sure if Lane has seen it too.
Hold on. I love that you called it an entry.
Entry, yeah. Sorry, hey, whatever.
Jefferson has an he's got
something to
here.
say.
We've never said that on this podcast.
Well, because it's less of a Tolkien story, and it's more of a it's an interesting nugget. So it's just what I want to give these people shout outs. I don't know. But he said, okay, I know you and Rosie are huge fans of Harry Potter. I'm not sure if Lane has seen it too, but I know Ez will be into this Harry Potter parallel. Here we go, man. You brought it up one too many times today. You've brought up the Rings of Power too many times. So in Season 2, Episode 2 of Rings of Power, Halbrand finally gets to meet with Celebrimbor. They have this scene in Celebrimbor's workshop where Halbrand is trying to entice Celebrimbor to make more rings. Rewatch this scene and think about the scene from the 6th Harry Potter movie, Half-Blood Prince, where Tom Riddle is speaking with Professor Slughorn. Never thought we'd be dropping that name on this podcast. Is it me, or is this scene shot so similarly? How do you put the ly on the end of that when you're saying
similarly?
I can't do it. In my mouth don't do it.
It's not nice.
Anyways, it's shot so similar and has the exact same vibe. The way Tom Riddle entices Slughorn to share information about the Horcruxes is literally so similar to Halbrand talking to Celebrimbor. Thinking about these similarities, it makes me feel better about Celebrimbor being so dumb. He's so wrapped up in his hubris and his pride that he's willing to feed into this darkness just like Professor Slughorn. Love the show and love what you guys do. So, Jefferson, first of all, thanks so much. I appreciate that. And that's a very interesting thing when you start looking at, because I'm a fan of many fandoms. And so I do that a lot where I'm looking at stuff and I'll say, yeah, it kind of does remind me. I don't know if anyone knows this. I was asked to be on a panel at LeakyCon. Did I ever tell you about this?
No. The heck, bro?
So I brought up LeakyCon for the second time because we said I met Elijah Wood there. I didn't meet him. Ran across him. Almost
you
ran
just said,
into
hey,
Tom
what's
Felton.
up? Let's do coffee later is what you did.
Right. And in that, it's something simply similar to what Jefferson is saying here. They asked me to be on a panel where I discussed the Dark Lords. And it was the Dark Lords of Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Star Wars. And I thought, wow, that is a panel I would love to be on. And I was ready to do it, but Lottie and I were doing like our second wedding. We were over in Germany. We did like our official kind of, not official, but like our public wedding with family. And so yeah, I was like, I can't commit to it because I don't know. I don't really, I can't prepare for it really. And I said no. And then I got there and I was like, dang, I should have been on this panel. I had so much to say, and I was like, I actually had to leave halfway through because I was just like, I got too much to say. I can't be in here because it was.
You're like talking in the back row.
I'm like, I'm like, let me give me a microphone. Give me a daggone microphone. Let me get up there. Because they did a great job though. But no, I like to see these parallels because what he's talking about here is Tom Riddle, the Dark Lord. That is Lord Voldemort is Tom Riddle, and so Lord Voldemort is talking to his professor, Professor Slughorn, and he's right. It is a very similar thing to have Halbrand, or which would be Anatar, showing up, the Dark Lord, Sauron, right, is showing up to meet with his professor, essentially, Celebrimbor, as it were. But, really cool. That's a really interesting one. I'll have to go back and rewatch that and see how he is kind of like, how that's shot and how they're kind of pulling that together. Because I brought that whole story up to say I love analyzing how Gandalf is similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, that goes through my mind sometimes, and I'm like, where am I going to start talking about that? Well, and that's why I created my YouTube channel, so I could start doing those things, The Flannel Wizard. Because I just, like, I so many crossovers in fandoms that I'm like, I'm crossing myself over, Lane. I'm tripping. I'm breaking my own ankles sometimes because I'm crossing.
The only AI Ez is using is an Allen Iverson crossover.
That's right, dog. That's right.
Breaking ankles.
That's how we do it. And I don't even practice. It's a one take, son. I don't
talking
practice.
About practice?
No, man. Okay, people don't get those references. I would say these guys are all too young that we just read there. But now here's so you got Brandon for us. This is 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't know, buddy.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I love seeing the times when these come in because it tells you something about people. I think it's funny.
Yes, it does. The old night owls. Well, Brandon wrote into us to Lane and Ez. My name is Brandon from Sugarland, Texas. Friends call me Bistro. Oh my gosh,
that's cool.
It sounds like bistro, like a deli. And I have been listening to From the Shadows, like Bilbo in his corner of the Rivendell fireplace chamber. Today I've decided to come out for a sniff of air and express my gratitude for your podcast. This is so great, man. Just talking about this, you're right. I found this pod in the most unexpected of ways when I needed someone to talk to or to talk with about the new Rings of Power series, and yours was the first that I clicked on. Like finding my ring in the darkness under the misty mountains, I was flung into your analysis of the series, but also your history of inside jokes, stories, and fellowship of friends. I listened to every after show, then watched every Nerd of the Rings YouTube video, and bookmarked Tolkien Gateway. Nice, dude. Now I am rereading Lord of the Rings for the first time since college over 15 years ago, and chose to do it as a part of your book club in order to become... to be among excellent and admirable hobbits like yourselves. Episode number 1, Many Meetings, January 2nd, 2018, has led me on a journey with both of you and the hobbits through to episode number 14, Many Meetings, which I just listened to today. So before reading the Council of Elrond and then filling up the corners with Up on my rides to and from work, I know I needed to say thank you for your insight, dedication, and fun spirits. Thank you, man. Dude, I'm always blown away when I think about someone, Brandon, whoever it is that sends these in. They have to take time out of their busy day.
I know. Yeah.
To write up something that is thoughtful and that expresses all these different things. And man, it's wild to receive these. We don't ever take it for granted. So thank you, Brandon. I am excited to continue this journey as I read and catch up with every episode of the... Oh, I did it again. Dang it. Sorry. Of the Up Pod. And because I know the future... think Twinkle in Gandalf's eye. I can't wait to find out more about the Rosie and Goldberry behind the Ez and the Lane, since I hear them often on the Rings of Power, but not quite yet 6 years prior in these rereads.
Wow.
Encouragement to keep on the road. There is no knowing where you might be swept off to. Bistro, Brandon Strother.
Dude,
Texas
let's freaking
A&M grad,
go.
2009, U.S. history teacher and head tennis coach.
Let's go, dude.
In Rosenberg, Texas. That's so cool, man.
That's
Freaking
actually
awesome.
that's actually awesome. And let me just say, it's you just never know. Like we were talking earlier about like Rings of Power and how we've had all these different like emotions with it,
Love-hate relationship.
Love-hate relationship. But it brings us people who are like they find the reread and like I think you go back there and you listen and you get to hear who we are and stuff and how we've evolved, and then like you get to go on the journey of our Rings of Power situation, and you're gonna get to like again with Hunt for Gollum, it's gonna be the same thing. There's Lane and I are good cop, bad cop in it right now, and it's like it's as real as it can be. So
Jake brought it up recently because he started listening from the beginning again, which is just wild. I can't believe it. And he was like, "Dude, it's so tragic to hear how excited you guys were." He was like, "There wasn't even a title yet. We
called the title. We called the title. Remember that?
Yes, you did. You did.
Someone
yes.
said, "Ez
Someone
said it. Rings of Power.
Rings of Power." Yeah. And
where's my check?
I know, right, dude? Wait, is that time stamped?
Yeah, it's time
It's
stamped.
a copyright right there. Copyright infringement. And I think it was still about the Aragorn. Like that's what we thought it was going to be, young Aragorn at that point. He was like, it's just so crazy to see how, that it's another journey that you go on. Like you said, is our relationship with the show.
Yeah.
So let's get into some strawberries with cream. We gotta bust it. So we gotta like call it. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Almost 2 o'clock.
I just thought this chapter was a rehash. It was an extended edition, essentially. I feel like of chapter 3. So what is the greatest extended edition of all time? Like in your own life, this can be literally anything applied to anything you want.
Okay.
The greatest extended edition. Do you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first. Yep.
In my mind, as being a teacher and still having like school schedules, the greatest real life edition, or wait, what? The greatest real life. What's the word?
What are you saying?
The greatest real life extended edition is those rare Christmas breaks where it's at the end of Christmas break and you're due back Monday, son of a gun.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Guess what? A big snowstorm comes in.
Yep.
And you get a couple extra days off. It's almost never couple. It's definitely one, but you haven't used any snow days that year. The superintendent doesn't want to come back either, so he sees some snow. This happened 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. No, last year, because I was I was watching Nosferatu with my cousin Chad in Lancaster.
Yeah.
And we went into the movie theater. I'm like, man, I hope we get some snow. I don't want to go back to school tomorrow. It was a Sunday. And go in, watch the movie. Crazy movie. Unbelievable. Nicholas Holt, Tolkien's in there. You walk out and it snow's coming down. I'm like, we might not have school tomorrow. I think we had that Monday and that Tuesday off. And it was just a nice little extended edition of the Christmas break, baby. That's can't awesome. Hate that. You can't hate it.
No.
What's yours, man? Come on.
So mine was.
I know what yours is. You ready?
What is it?
I bet it's a fried peanut butter and jelly, but you put an extra piece of toast in the middle.
Oh, I can't believe you just said that because actually I had two. And so my first one was my extended edition was it happened tonight. I went out to get some food beforehand. I was on the Discord chat.
Let's go.
And I told everybody, I was like, take a guess where I'm at. And they're just guessing. And I was like, I fast as I could. I hadn't ate anything all day really. And I was like, okay. So I pulled through Dairy Queen, right? I did this like, God dang, dude. The freaking the chicken strips, right? Well, I got I got the extended edition chicken strips.
What does that mean?
It's when the Lord. So I'm sitting there going, I'm like, well, I got 6 of them because I was like, I want a lot, and I don't eat the fries, I don't eat the toast or nothing. So I got me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Went to pick up that 6th one. And there was another one fused on the end, buddy. The extended edition was there, and I was like, "Lord, hook me up!" And it was like the Spirit had said, "Bless him with another one." Bless him, extend his edition.
I want to call that the extended X chicken, man. That is just
It was crazy, and they had that.
Gosh,
they had their
beautiful,
the creamy ranch, and I thought,
yeah, I was going to ask what sauce you dip it in. You ever do a honey? My favorite is honey.
Honey's amazing, but I get their barbecue or I get their the ranch is so good. Yeah.
Have you ever mixed? This is a great thing for pizza. It's going to sound disgusting, but you got to try it sometime.
Yeah,
honey and ranch. Mix them both on top.
No, not done that,
baby. Let me tell you, it's life changing. You're going to stick. Yeah.
You ever had it's like Mike's Hot Honey or something?
Yeah,
like that?
I love that stuff.
They
love that stuff
on pizza sometimes. And
that's
yeah,
hot honey. Yep.
So,
what was your other one? Was it the peanut butter and jelly?
No, the other one was actually just like something that felt like an extended edition. It was where I lost track of time. I lost track of time when this happened. I was in my condo, and it was the spring break that started all of my podcasting journey. All of it.
Wow.
And I remember I went in on you get Friday, and I sit there Saturday, and I just sat alone. No one called me. Everyone had plans. It was great. I sat there. I was in my condo, all alone, and it came to me, like all of a sudden, I should look up how to do this. Like I should look into podcasting, and I remember I spent all day Saturday evening looking into it. And then it took me 3-4 days. I mean, this was back when podcasts were not easy to go make. No. And I remember I had to really look into it and really people were asking me, hey, how did you do it? There was all these questions like, how did you start one? It took me a second. I had to understand the hosting, RSS feed, terminology I just had never heard. And and where do you put it and how do you do it? Where do you put it and how do you? Yeah. So great questions as always stumbling in. What kind of idiot thinks he should put themselves on the microphone? Why did I think that was a good idea? You know what I mean? Knowing I don't want to edit any of the episode really because it's so difficult. But anyways, yeah. So that was my extended edition. I just remember I sat there. It was like day after day, dude. It was like deep into the night. I was watching YouTube videos, reading blog posts, going down. And I lost track of time. And I remember and I looked up and it was only really 3 days. And I was like, dang, I still have all these days of spring break left.
Wow.
And it was just like a flow state where I didn't really know how many days had gone by.
But it's kind of like the opposite of when you're like, God, where'd that hour go? It flew by. It's like you were in a flow state, but it was like, oh my gosh, it's barely been any time at all.
And I got so much. Yeah. I mean, there was moments where I was like, well, I've been up all night. And I was like, I should probably go get some breakfast because I got to keep going. It was weird. It was weird. And I was just at my condo by myself. It felt super safe. And I was just, still dealing with mom's passing and stuff. And so I was just there. I was just there doing my thing. And all of these things, our friendship coming back together, all the podcasting projects that I did, helping Swish and Flick start, meeting my wife, all the things. It literally
came from
was
that time.
wild. Started right there in that moment to
Wow,
just say,
man.
let's figure it out and let's start doing it.
Did you
So-
get breakfast at Waffle House? Where did you go?
McDonald's, bro.
Oh gosh, man.
Went and got me some of them hot cakes and sausages.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds
do
right.
you know what? For the longest time, man, nothing could dethrone the bacon McGriddle. And
Yeah,
then
but what they do, they did something to the McGriddle. It's not good anymore.
Well, I haven't had it for years, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because
I
Sarah
know
was
why.
like, she was like, "Oh, guess what they brought back, Lane?" And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "The steak, egg, and cheese bagel." I'm like, "So what? Bagels from McDonald's are dumb." I was like, "That's gross." I was like, "It's McGriddle or die, baby." She was like, "Okay, whatever." We were on vacation. She got one. All I had to do was smell it. I was like, "Wait, what? Wow, what is that?"
What is that?
And
The
is that-
steak?
It's actually steak. She was like, "Yeah, it is. Do you want a bite?" I was like, "I'm about to eat crow, dog." Took a bite, and something about, dude, especially hers, something about that bagel, man. They must have like rubbed it in butter and garlic or something. It was wet, dog. It was like a shimmering, shiny bagel, like a big old, whatever you want to say.
Right.
And I thought to myself, I'll never get a McGriddle again, and I never have.
Yeah, never have.
Something
Wow.
about the onions and the sauce they put on there too, and then just that nasty American cheese. God,
So bad.
it's enough to just make you just. How do you do it?
it's
Where
so-
do you put it? You know, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I
Damn.
know. I know.
Anyway, cheers to McDonald's breakfast.
Cheers to the days where we could eat that crap and it wouldn't actually kill
I
us.
know, man. I know.
Now I don't think it can. It's always a risk, but now I'm like, ain't
Right.
no way.
Dairy Queen and ranch and honey on pizza, totally fine. But that stuff,
But McDonald's is a risk. I mean,
It is
like
a
it's
risk.
so crazy. I hate to say it.
it is a risk. Do you know
You know,
about
it's
that
like
thing? What?
The
Go
most,
ahead.
it's like the most unrisky food, though. I mean, it's like one of the things. Like it's very toxic and there's very whatever.
True.
But since it feeds so many people around the world, it has to be like the most reliable.
Right, that's true.
You know.
It's at least consistent. Like,
Yeah.
It's at least, yeah, and you do know what you're gonna get. Have you seen that thing where like it's a migraine hack? If you get a regular Coke and you get a French fry, it like kills migraines
Really.
because of the sodium and sugar content. It's like an
Well-
easy. Seriously, and Sarah does it. She swears by it. Anytime she's got a headache coming on, I'm like, I'll go get you a Coke and fries, and it
Dang.
always works.
See-
Viggo Mortensen, actually a tie into Lord of the Rings. Viggo Mortensen claims there's nothing better than a hot, fresh McDonald's French fry.
Their fries, yeah. I mean,
And
I
I
remember
would-
the legendary. They were.
And I would argue there's nothing worse than an old, cold McDonald's French fry.
Terrible.
They're either amazing or garbage. Like
Terrible.
there's no middle ground with their fries.
And what
Yeah.
scares you is like you can see fries from 10 years ago and they're still looking
know, I
good.
know.
They're still pretty good. You could bring them back to life. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like I could see some preppers just going through and getting a few meals at McDonald's and just putting them on a shelf. I
Let
bet
me be
Dave
honest
Fogel-
with you.
Dave Fogel probably has some in a Tupperware somewhere. It's like,
Right.
that's from 10 years ago. It's going to feed me when the world ends.
amen.
Probably
He's got an
will.
MR. He's got a French fry. MMR. What are they called? What are they called?
God, those
MRE.
MREs, man. I need to get a few of those.
Yeah, those. Lane loved it. The peanut butter and jelly. You had that one time with him. Wasn't it peanut butter and
Is
jelly?
that what it was?
Some sort of. I thought it was.
Dude, I got to go back and watch that. It's on the web.
Yeah, on the web.
It's on
So-
the web, the World Wide Web.
We gotta start
All
down
right.
because the wives said to be
I
done
know,
by 2
Jesus.
o'clock.
I'm
and
tired. Are you exhausted?
I'm so tired. So,
too.
but we love you guys. We appreciate
Yes.
you. And so,
Get a hold of us. Huge shout out to our patrons. We didn't do this at the top of the show. Our
Yeah, thank
lords
you
and
guys.
ladies of Gondolin, Susie, Amanda, Kevin, Aaron, John, and Steve. You guys
Love
are
you.
incredible. Yep. Thank you for all of your encouragement always. Time for some Fortnite farewells. I didn't realize I was rambling so long. I'm sorry. We want to... That's my line. We want to thank you for getting into the nitty-gritty on all things Eldar with us. Next time, we'll be taking it all off. All of our chains and bondage in Chapter 6 of Feanor and the Unchaining of Melkor.
the most ridiculous.
Let me
outro
help
ever.
you with those chains, honey.
Oh, my Dark Lord. Oh, it's so
My Dark Lord.
wild. This, How can we go from such highs to such lows on this show, dude? Oh God. Anyway, I think I'm just slap happy at this point. So I'm like
100%.
everything's killing me. All
Ready
right.
to go to bed.
If you like our podcast, don't forget to subscribe, like us, write that review, leave a comment, or send us a Shadowfax.
We'll probably see you, honestly, in a week, or at least half of us will. And remember, a ruby singing, dog.
A ruby singing, dog. Oh my God.
I love to just surprise as. I just love if I can surprise us. Half of the time I'm
At this
thinking,
point, it's
what can
so
I
good.
say? What can I say to shock him? Like that's
Oh.
90% of my brain activity when you're doing something or reading something, or even when I'm
Right.
talking. I'm like, what can I say that will just
Oh, you
make
got
him
me.
laugh?
I mean, you
It's
got
so
me.
stupid.
Last time it led us into a whole